You gotta shoot him. You gotta shoot him.
You can snipe him out, put him in the bleachers and shit.
The casual racism of the early NBA.
He's a 6'6" nigga. He can
These
oh my
niggas
god.
These niggas had Bill Russell changing in his gear at games in the janitor's closet for like 7 years.
Yeah.
The nigga had to go through the back door to play ball. Like, I will always respect him. All them dudes like him, Jackie Robinson, all of that, I will always respect the sacrifices and the shit they had to eat to do what they love to do. But like at the same time, you put that dude on the court with KD, and he's gonna have a fucking seizure. In the prime of his life.
They ain't a goddamn thing.
But dog,
like, both things can be true. Bill Russell would have the most rings and championship rings and all his accolades. And
he was playing like 4 teams.
And he's still, that's cool. Ben, he played the competition available. That was his era.
John, let me tell you something. But
he wasn't fucking with even the 90s niggas or the 80s niggas.
John, let me tell you something. Jeremy Lamb is giving that nigga all of the business.
Nigga.
Yes.
Andre Bargnani. Nigga, Andre Bargnani going in there and being a fucking alien.
He's dropping 50 on Bill Russell.
Who's the worst NBA player you can think of? Jose Calderon?
Michael Oliver.
Nah, man. Serbiak, baby. Wally World.
Hey, Wally Serbiak went to a final, sir.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Nah, man.
40.
Nah, man. You missing one. Big country. Big country from the Grizzlies back in the day. He goes back.
At least he was big, nigga.
Big country goes back and drops 50 a night.
Dog, I'm not even trying to do big people. I'm trying to do niggas in
2 quarters.
That you do not expect.
Period. I'm just talking period. In 2 quarters, big country's going to put up 50.
Oh, no, forget that, bro. Chris Duhon and Juan Dixon are putting in absolute work on Bob Cousy, dog. Work, I'm telling you. Curtains, I'm telling you. It's curtains.
Curtains.
Bro, can you imagine Skip the Malou and Starberry going back and playing those Celtic teams?
Oh, God.
Hey,
Ben. Would have humiliated.
Nah, Ben, check this out. I'm gonna do it so bad. I'm gonna use a white guy. Steve Blake is doing all kinds of work.
Steve Blake is doing. Steve Blake is like 6'5", dog. Like they ain't gonna know what to do with Steve Blake.
Nigga, just JJ Redick shooting. Just college JJ Redick is going in there and wrecking shop on niggas.
You remember that video of that Maryland practice where he's about to give that black nigga hand?
Oh, he was about to throw down with some. Oh, who was that? Who was that hit him? Steve Blake was like, "Hey yo, dog, you about to get your ass beat."
Steve's about to beat the dog shit out that nigga.
He's telling him to play on the west side of Chicago. Don't come to me with that shit. I've been on the court my whole life.
Right? He bowled up quick. There's a special.
I mean, you got it though.
There's a special type of. You got to be a special kind of white guy.
Yeah,
play basketball like an American white guy.
Yeah,
play basketball at a high level because you are getting tried all the time. They are trying you every time up and down the court. Like I saw a video.
Hey, yo, switch off. I want some white boy.
Right? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Switch off.
I saw a video of some niggas talking shit to Tyler Hero. I think it was a Ball is Life video. Like they were talking shit to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero bust their heads for like 58. In a high school game, like he bust they skull, like they could, bro. They looked so shook after a minute, like they was like, "Oh shit, hold on."
I think I dropped one C-bomb too many during that game. I should have cut that shit off at the half. Yeah.
Like they was talking greasy to Tyler Hero.
Like you have
certainly
to have
gave me something to think about.
Grittiness to yourself. To like
after the game, we're gonna put your moms on my Pornhub amateur on a cuckold vid, nigga.
I do want to know though.
What?
Do you know where Tyler Hero grew up? Wisconsin. I want to know where he was radicalized. I want to know where he became
one of those damn liberal colleges. One of them damn liberal colleges.
He went to Kentucky
with their liberal agenda.
Tyler Hero also said a lot of N-words as a kid. Like I mean,
you have no proof.
No, I mean I don't, but like I'm
you have no proof.
I'm 98% sure he said a lot of N-words. Again, I'm not saying, Ben, I'm not saying he called a black person. I'm just saying he said a lot of N-words.
Oh no, he rapped along. Very aggressive.
Was his favorite rapper. He had no choice.
He rapped along aggressively. I'm not saying.
No.
All I know is you ain't found no old fucking Twitter things to Tyler Hero calling nobody nigga.
Oh no. He's not that kind of white guy. He ain't that kind of white.
No, my whole thing is though, like you in Wisconsin, like he was in like rural Wisconsin. Where did you become this? Like, where did the fade
Ben,
the do-rags and all that come from?
You're forgetting
niggas at Kentucky.
Ben Jones, it's before that shit. Like, you're forgetting the internet is the great equalizer.
Oh yeah,
true. Because he apparently before we
think of White Boys, man. That fucking movie.
Yeah, we ain't officially started the show yet.
Okay.
Before we go into that, I just want to say.
Oh, you was doing a live test. Okay.
Yeah, there's a high school. Okay. Yeah, I was making sure everything was working. There's a high school clip of him. Like he was this in high school. Like he was all this.
Like the internet is the great equalizer.
All the wiggers.
yeah, but he was busting motherfuckers' ass.
Like here's the thing: if
it
Bob
also helps
Hurley
he's 6'5".
If Bob Hurley was playing right now, he'd be this guy too.
There's certain players though that before we get into the show that have not acknowledged any of the black influence. Gordon Hayward still sounds very Gordon-y. You will never not know who Gordon Hayward supports.
His name is Gordon.
He went to Butler. That's
yeah, but you were also in the NBA. Like, you've been around nothing but us. For 8 years.
We're talking about like deep in India. We're talking about the actual. We're talking about the actual Hoosiers, nigga. Like real Indiana. Nigga.
That is a horrible movie, by the way.
I used to live in Indiana, and I can confirm exactly what the fuck.
Hoosiers is a horrible movie, and
like we're talking like the Indiana Hoosiers are just like that shit in name only. Like Butler's like the actual Hugh.
His college is surrounded by sundown towns.
Yep.
Ew.
At least when I was still there in the state. Yeah, those are things still.
Yo, no, I know. All right, so we're about to start the show. All right. So,
all right. Well,
on that note,
whiskey.
Record
or
too
do
loud. Yo, what is up, everybody? Black's New Black. This is your boy Benjamin Anderson. Sorry for us not doing the show. I feel like I say that every time we do a damn show, but sorry for us not doing the show for a while. We just had some. It's hard with the pandemic, man.
There's a global pandemic going on. We don't need to have no excuses for
it. There's AIDS in the air, and we have like whole children that live and rely upon us to feed them. So
the pandemic is a thing, people. So it kind of slowed down production for a little while.
Stop going to the fucking weekend in Colombia and spreading that shit, you fucking super spreaders. You can twerk at home. At least get paid for it on your OnlyFans. Fuck is wrong with y'all? All right, so
okay.
That concludes my PSA for the Center for Disease Control.
Helping the Center for Disease Control out. But yeah, this is Ben. That's Jonesy. Taylor's in the dark, so all you kind of see is his teeth.
That's anti-black, man. It's anti-blackness.
Nigga, you can only see his teeth.
We're going to get canceled now. God damn it. We almost made it through 2020 without being canceled. Ben had to be problematic.
Listen, they can't cancel you if they don't know you exist.
Got any hot takes on the gays you want to get off since we're all going down on this flaming boat together?
On the gays.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna get us fired.
Dabo Sweeney called the coaches meeting. I don't want them damn gays on my team. I already got to deal with these blacks. I don't got to deal with these damn gays.
Wow. Wow.
We just like to have it known here at Black's the New Black that allegedly belongs fully to Taylor Smith.
Them and their
all right.
Black Lives Matter.
What the fuck is going on anyway?
If you focus on all lives, then the problem will be solved, is all I'm saying. Exactly. If all lives were treated right, we wouldn't have to worry about this. So how about we just bring all lives to the table, okay? Exactly. How about that, dear brother?
All football lives matter. That's what it really should be about.
Okay, Dabo. And we're off. So yeah, with that, we do sports, nerd shit, and hip hop. As you can see, whatever other ridiculous fuckery.
We are allies to the LGBT
community.
God.
I'll have you know, I watched Drag Race this morning, and I thought it was just swell.
Oh God!
Someone's gonna hear this out of context and just be like, "Those are the most homophobic humans ever."
Hey.
Just totally out of context.
I played all 3 of RuPaul's albums back to back today.
Albums, nigga. He has albums?
Oh my God.
I thought he.
Oh,
whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah.
The worst thing you could have did in that situation is say whatever. That's the worst thing.
I don't give a fuck. Like I don't need that explained to me.
Man, listen, I am a huge Elton John fan. Okay. I love Elton.
Before we get into sports, it's always funny to me when someone says something super homophobic and then they bring Elton John out.
Right.
Exactly.
Like the next thing they do is hang out with Elton John.
Elton John is every homophobe's he's their black friend equivalent.
Like, remember when Eminem was like super homophobic or blatantly super homophobic, and then he did a song with Elton John.
I love so many of those people. Let me name a list of celebrities to prove my love for that community.
Elton John.
What about your cousin you don't let come to Thanksgiving dinner? That's different. He can't play piano.
Elton John is like he's the gay Tiger Woods to like liberal white people when it comes to gay.
I know, right? He's the go-to. Even for the conservatives, like, look, I might not like him kissing men, but goddamn, with Benny and the Jets, come on, woo!
Like, listen, he has a sir in front of his name. You have to.
Anyway, moving on.
It's pretty damn manly, is all I'm saying.
So getting into sports,
LeBron James and his nigger Illuminati positions. Speaking of trans,
anyway, I'm ignoring that. And moving right along, right through. So, last time we did an episode, I think it was in the first round of the playoffs.
All right,
it was.
It was in the first round in the playoffs. So we didn't get a full opportunity to make fun of the Clippers.
Oh no, we did not. Boy, go ahead.
So
Ben.
before we even get to the other stuff that happened in the playoffs, I just want to say, what did I tell you? What did I say?
Go ahead, Ben. Get it all out.
Told y'all this shit wasn't gonna work.
I mean,
I said it when they signed these niggas.
He did. I think we had a show around that time.
Yes.
Year or so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said this shit wasn't gonna work. I said, hey, why are people assuming this is the best team in the NBA? Yeah. What about them tells you
I didn't
the
go
best
that
team
far.
in the NBA?
I thought they were gonna have a strong playoff run this year, but I wasn't jumping out the window and like they're automatically the number one in the West. And like, but how?
Best
you have AD and LeBron playing
best perimeter defenders since Jordan and Pippen.
Yep, best.
Okay.
Yep. Skip Bayless or whoever said that. Was that Max Kellerman that said that?
Well, I think they both said some variation of that. So, like, just to push back on that, Kawhi Leonard don't play defense no more. Like people like ignore that he doesn't play defense anymore.
How about this?
He doesn't actually do that.
When did he really? Because that whole legend of how he shut LeBron down.
I will give him this. Kawhi Leonard was a horrifying defender.
He was a great defender.
He was great, but his knees are made of silly putty now.
Remember. Hold on. Okay, you know what?
Won Defensive Player of the Year. Like he was a terror on defense.
Yeah. Not even just because he won that, but I'm remembering like specific moments from those seasons. Yeah, I'm gonna give him that. My bad. I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna retract my statement and man up. I was wrong just now.
Now that finals
I'm kind of pushing back against the hype.
Now that finals MVP he won was bullshit. He didn't.
Yeah, because that one was based on. Thank you. That's the one. That to me is what I was pushing back on. Because to me, that the way they mythologized that performance, he did the best job you were going to do with a LeBron James, and LeBron still shot like what
55% from 46.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he shot 55% from the field.
Wait, I thought he was in the high 40s. No. Okay, so you further prove my point. No. That is not shutting down LeBron James. That's not shutting down anybody.
Look, he did a better job than Iguodala, who also
did
won
a better job
MVP.
than the next man would have done, definitely.
He did a better job than Iguodala, who also won a Finals MVP for the defense he played on LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron averaged 38 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists.
That's the most fraudulent Finals MVP award I've ever seen.
They should have just gave it to Steph. Give it to Steph.
Give it to Steph. I get you're trying to send a message to the kids watching that if
just give it to
do
Steph.
Your job and it's not flashy. Like, no, give it to Steph who's going to give it.
If a guy scores 40 points a game on you in a series, you didn't shut him down.
Even in a loss, LeBron should have got that Finals MVP. But I understand on principle why you do not give why it's so rare for a player on a losing team to get it.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back to the Clipper slander.
We love sports balls.
I said this when they got, and then as the season went on, we brought it up multiple times. Hey, y'all starting point guard is Patrick Beverley. That's not a good thing.
No,
at all. Hey, y'all don't have a big person to guard any of the other big people. Because as fun as Trez is to watch on offense, Trez don't play defense.
I mean,
Montrezl Harrell does not play defense.
He's also 6'7", so
cool. I don't give a fuck. He won 6 Man a year in the Hustle Award, which I didn't know was a thing.
You can be 6'7", but if you ain't put no effort behind putting it where it needs to go on defense,
6'8" or 6'9", Bam, because I ain't gonna try to.
I mean,
Bam out of the bayou.
Bam's
Bam out of
also
bayou.
he's also an athletic freak though.
I don't
They're
care.
different players. They're different players.
I don't care. Back to my slander.
Lou
Lou Williams.
Got the shitting on these niggas.
Lou Williams
is 6 feet tall.
Is he 6 feet? Is he actually 6 feet tall?
Barely.
He's 6 feet.
I think Lou's 6 feet.
He is 6 foot tall. Lou Williams
Barely.
has always been
on a stat report. He's 6 feet.
Okay, he has always been horrible on defense, and you were like, "Hey, we're gonna take that guy to the playoffs."
Yeah, we're gonna play Lou Williams 30 minutes a game against really good teams.
I guess you were hoping he was gonna give you 30 productive offensive minutes, man. I don't know.
And then let's get to the two superstars of this team. Paul George. Dog. First off.
Ben, listen.
As a guy from Indiana, I just want to say,
hold up, Ben. He had bubble depression. Don't be too hard.
Okay, yeah, cool. So what they got to do with the other times he fucked up in the playoffs? Like this time he has bubble depression. What happened last year when Dame Lillard dotted his fucking eye and had one of the greatest NBA highlight videos ever on him?
To be fair with that, he didn't have a bad series. He just gave up the shot. He didn't have a bad series. He played fine. I'm just saying.
Give a fuck. You got your eye dotted from 45 feet, and then he went to the podium and was like, "That was a bad shot."
He get his eye dotted again, like this season, like this playoffs by one of the dudes in Denver too.
Jamal Murray dotted his eye. No. Devin Booker dotted his eye. Did Jamal Murray dot his eye? Yeah, Devin Booker dotted his eye.
I think Murray dotted his eye in one game too. But like,
he probably did.
Probably got dotted twice. Who knows, man? This nigga out here with two eye patches.
Seth Curry dotted his eye.
Looking like fucking Zalewicz.
I'm pretty sure Luka hit that shot on him too.
Matter of fact, didn't Trey Burke dot his eye too? Trey Burke dot his eye too?
Yes. Paul George was getting beat up.
This nigga out here getting bukkake, no respect.
Like, matter of fact, hold on. Did I share with y'all this Paul George news from earlier?
What, now they gonna trade him?
Oh no, this shit. Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Why don't you share it in the damn show, nigga?
Paul George promises bounce back, says 2K22 rating will be 96 overall.
Oh, Paul.
Sir.
Shut up, Paul.
You worried about the wrong thing?
You worried about the wrong thing.
Bro, listen. If LeBron James had the same, if LeBron James had the lack of performance that he had and was out in the media doing that, can you imagine what Skip Bayless and the rest of these...
Oh, no. We're going to get to the double standard.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard. This Kawhi town.
No smoke. I'm the king of LA. Look at my billboard.
I'm the king of LA.
Commercials.
Kawhi town. What is it? Street lights over stage lights.
Right.
All that shit. New Balances.
Yeah. We versus me.
Versus me.
We're not divas. Even though I'm going to take half the season off, we're not divas.
I just want to know.
Load management. Taylor had the load management.
Okay, I just want to know.
It's totally going to play off in the payoffs. It's going to pay off in the playoffs.
Y'all told me this was the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, you did.
Even though the one game Kevin Durant played in that finals before his Achilles exploded. Yep. Did y'all see that game? Because I saw that.
I did.
Yeah, it was very clear. Oh, they would have lost if he played. Yeah. Like it was very clear. Oh, the only reason y'all are winning this series is the 7-foot-tall freak can't play.
Hey Ben, you know a dude at my job called Kawhi Leonard. He called him ISO Joe with defense.
But I like Ronnie Turioff with a mid-range game. That's
somebody. I didn't see that tweet.
That's disrespectful. That's
real disrespectful.
That's
real disrespectful. That's why I like it. That is why I like it.
But like he called him ISO Joe with defense. And I don't think he's wrong.
He's not wrong because Kawhi Leonard has like these glaring flaws in his game that people just ignore.
Yeah.
Like his mid range is great, but it's because he can't actually get to the basket.
Yeah.
And like what the Nuggets did was like, guess what you're not gonna do?
Yeah.
Shoot from the mid range. You either gonna shoot a three or you gonna get to the basket.
You're gonna work your way into the post.
And it became evident in Game 7, he didn't know what the fuck to do when he scored 2 points in the entire second half. Let LeBron score 2 points in the second half of a Game 7 that you were up 3-1 in.
Yes,
he was destroyed,
crucified.
He gets destroyed across all platforms.
Nigga, he scored 2 points.
Firebombing his house and feeling justified in doing it.
in a
half. In a game 7.
Yeah, in a half.
Bro, your
two quarters of basketball.
Your two superstars didn't even score 15 points in the second half of a game 7.
That you were up 3-1 in.
Against hold
on. I make fun of the Warriors all the time for going to 3-1 lead.
What was Denver ranked in the playoffs? They were like a third seed.
They were
third seed.
They were third seed, yeah. But here's the thing.
Still, like,
well, you up 3-1 on them. That shouldn't even matter. You up 3-1.
All I'm saying is you were facing a third seed that had to play two elimination series.
Yes, they came back. They came back from 3-1 against Utah. They came back from 3-1 against 2. Like
come
also,
on, man.
Also, like, I make fun of the going at 3-1 lead.
They came in tired because you had that damn 3-1 lead.
You know what Golden State didn't do in Game 7? Quit. That, like, go back and watch that Game 7 of that series.
Yeah.
That shit came down to the last
it came down to
second.
The last shot.
Like, bro,
it came down to the last damn shot.
Golden State coughed up that lead, but they also they went down to the better team. The better team won the series.
Yes,
and
eventually
they lost. Like the Clippers got beat. The Clippers got fucking beat.
Yes, those 3 games they lost. They got beat up.
My thing is, if you lose, then the better team did win because you lost. But
of course.
Yeah, of course.
I get what you're saying.
The thing with a 7-game series,
I don't want to discount Denver, but like
no.
The thing with a 7-game series, it always bears out who the best team is. Like a 7-game series is always going to bear out.
That's it.
What I'm saying, like Golden State didn't get like took it behind the woodshed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that was a fucking dog
one game
fight.
they did. One game they did. The game with Kyrie and LeBron scored 40.
Like,
both of them scored 40.
Yeah, they did.
That game, they got blown the fuck out.
They had nothing for them that game. They didn't have
specifically against Toronto though. Like, those were dog fights.
Yeah,
like it wasn't just like, oh, like they earned, like Toronto earned every bit of that comeback from 3-1. And like you said, oh no, I was talking about they went up on Toronto like that.
No,
you talking about the other Golden State. My bad. You talking about the Golden State series? Okay, yeah.
When they lost 3-1, but they didn't quit. Like,
they didn't
quit.
No, they didn't.
The Clippers straight up quit.
Like,
they should have closed that out, but they didn't quit.
The Clippers gave up on Game 7 a little bit into the third quarter. That shit was over with.
Yeah,
like, man, this is hard. And then stop playing.
Right?
Wait, what?
It's kind of hard to guard this big guy. It's kind of hard.
And before
the Clippers gave up, or their leaders?
They don't got no leaders.
No. Them as a collective gave the fuck. I don't want them as a collective.
It's also this. They don't got no leaders. Kawhi is not. Kawhi is not a leader.
You're the highest paid player on the team. You're a former Finals MVP. You're a 2-time champion. You are the de facto leader.
Listen, you're not wrong, but you're also wrong because
because he's not LeBron James. So that's
ain't even got nothing to do with LeBron. He just ain't the leader.
Here's the thing. Just in that facet of the game, he's not even Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry was the engine that made the Toronto Raptors go.
And ain't nobody listen to Paul George. Like,
no,
Paul George think he leader.
People know Kyle Lowry got the big ball energy. Like, people know Kyle got that shit. Like, he ain't backing down from shit. Like, people don't know that about Paul George.
Well, I mean, also he's Paul George. Ain't nobody listen to Paul George.
This is also.
I mean, why should they? What has he?
Again, it was very clear. Ain't nobody listen to Paul George.
He's way better at his job than I am. I'm not a professor at Harvard. I teach at a local high school, middle, and elementary school. This nigga's a fucking pro in the NBA. That said, what has he done on that level to earn that respect other than being around longer than some people that might be on his team?
Paul George,
just being around doesn't make you a leader to me.
Paul George is he's a very skilled basketball player.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star talent player.
No, I'm saying he's an ultra skilled player who may not have it where it counts.
Heart pump Kool-Aid.
I'm like this. Like Paul George is not a shonen main character. He doesn't have it where it counts.
Nah.
Paul George is a Netsu.
He's like, that nigga is Shino Aburami and shit.
Well, no, because if he was a Netsu, he would be cool sometime. Yeah, no, he's not a Netsu.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I think about it, Shino actually did really cool stuff when he got a highlight. He didn't fumble the bag.
Well, no, because occasionally Paul George is fun to watch. So yeah, he might be Zenetsu.
I mean, Paul George is a great, talented NBA player.
I mean,
like you said, you put the pressure on him, and he gets too much in his own head, and not to make light of, like y'all mentioned earlier, he says he has mental health issues and anxiety and shit, and that's real. So I don't want to like come.
I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying.
But you know what made it worse with him is that the fact, okay, you played bad, okay, that's one thing. You're gonna get criticized, but you're not gonna get clowned. The stuff he did afterwards is why people have an issue.
Oh yeah,
with it.
of course.
He never 110%. Knows when to stop fucking talking.
He also just won't own up to losing.
No, like that shit that he said about Dame Lillard will always leave a bad taste. That's a bad shot. I don't care what nobody said. That's a bad shot, nigga. It was in your eye. It don't matter if it was a bad shot. It was in your eye.
You know what you said. Do you know what you said to that question? He had a great shot.
Hit the great shot.
Hit a shot. That's all you gotta say.
Great shot.
He tries, and that's why it doesn't work. When you try to be somebody and people don't see you as that person, it makes it even more glaring to those observing how much you're not that thing you're trying to project. So he tries to wear the air of leadership. He tries to say what a leader's supposed to say. There was I think one of y'all posted in the chat, but a video from the guy that covered him in Indiana. It was like, those of y'all that watch him on a national scale, or you see him in all-star games, or you only watch him in the playoffs or whatever, y'all don't know what we knew about him for years, is that he has the talent, but he does not have the mentality, the presence, or the respect in the locker room that it takes to be a leader. And some people be like, "Oh, well, how's this dude gonna? He's just mad because he left their team." It's like, no, this dude was saying,
he left. That was before he left. He was still in Indiana.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he said when people he said national media was eating him alive about how you're gonna say that about the star of your team up there. He's like, y'all don't watch this dude to the degree that I watch it.
Exactly.
And I was proven right. He said, I was proven right in Oklahoma. I was proven right again. He's like, it is not have a vendetta against him, but he is who he is. That's the type of player he is. He's like, and then the other thing where, like, after their loss, he tried to rally the team and do a little speech, and I think it was
niggas laughed at him.
Yeah, what was it? Beverly and Trez
and also his thing,
and like walked out the locker room like, man, listen to this nigga talk. That is my bag.
That is the wrong group of cats for somebody like him to try to do that with.
Because you can't show those dudes. Especially those, you can't show them. Even though I don't like Pat Bev because I think he's a clown, you can't show him weakness.
Pat Bev is
because the moment you show that guy weakness, you fooled. Like, it don't matter what you say, you just fooled. Like, all you are is just this other dude on the team to me. Because like a dude like Pat Bev, all he knows is hard work. Because there ain't he didn't get to the NBA for being like super talented. It is hard work. Like you can't, once you show weakness to him, it is what it is.
Like, bro, how you in the locker room trying to get in the pep talk when you just hit the side of the backboard?
He also hit the side of the backboard. He definitely hit the side of the backboard. And a wide open thing.
And you looking at Trez and Marcus Morris and somebody said, yeah, man, we got it. They look like, man, you clown.
I forgot Marcus Morris was on that team too.
Yeah, like clown.
You can't tell them niggas nothing.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, like we saw you y'all score 15 points in a half. I don't care how much money you and Kawhi getting paid. I don't care what y'all accolades are. That didn't matter tonight.
All them niggas is gone, by the way. Like anyone who's not named Paul George and Kawhi Leonard is probably gone. And Landry Shamet.
The only person that may have a chance to stay, and that's just because the
Pat Beverly
might want him, is like
Pat Beverly, I guess.
Depending on who it is, Lou may or may not go, because like he's 34 years old.
Lou Williams is not 34. Lou Williams is 34.
Go look it up.
Ain't no way in hell Lou Williams is 34 years old.
Go look it up.
You're lying. You are lying. I don't believe these lies.
Hold on.
Lou Williams,
go look it up, man.
Age.
Go look it up.
He is 33 years old.
Yep.
33.
When was this nigga drafted?
He about to be 34. Born in 86, yeah.
He came out of high school. But nigga LeBron is 35. He came out of high school. Why are you shocked?
Yeah, but he ain't Lou Williams.
Shit.
I mean, very few of us can be Lou Williams, man. I've never had lemon pepper wings named after me. And we know
I've never had two girlfriends at the same time that were with each other.
That nigga's already a legend. He needs no more basketball accomplishments.
Yeah, he's retired right now.
He's in the Black Man Hall of Fame. Yes, we have a very low bar to clear. That's one of the good sides of this.
The bar is the floor. Moving on to the other series.
Let black women tell it. We don't have to do anything in life.
So I'm I'm waiting for the postseason Ty Lue, Paul George blow up on the sideline. I'm waiting for it. I'm just
Ty
waiting
Lue
for
gonna cuss him clean out. Like Ty Lue
Yep.
is going to. There's going to be a
Hey.
play where Paul George does something fucking stupid, and Ty Lue, the fuck is wrong with you?
Ty Lue's a champion.
Ty Lue's a champion.
So Ty Lue gets to cuss at you.
He will cuss him.
He's a champion as a player and as a coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So
he was a 2016 Cavs coach.
Yeah. So Ty Lue gets to cuss at you, Paul George. He does.
And Kawhi Leonard.
Because he's done it on the court. He's done it on the court, and he's done it on the side of the court. And you've done fuck all.
The guy went to 3 finals. He held LeBron James accountable. So if LeBron can be held accountable, you don't even have an excuse.
Exactly.
At all.
Moving on, because I'm tired of clowning these dudes.
Poverty franchise.
And you know what's funny? This is the Clippers' best season ever.
Frauds.
All of this is great.
Frauds.
This is their best season.
Paper champions. Fucking champions.
And they were frauds.
Everybody shared that video from Twitter that has 99% of sports analysts saying the Clippers are head and shoulders the best team in the NBA.
Oh, we'll get to that stuff in a second.
If I could be that inaccurate, if I could be that inaccurate in my job and still get paid what they get paid.
Get paid for it, dog. Oh man.
Yeah. So moving on, because I want to get to the conference finals real quick. So the conference finals were Denver and LA and the Celtics and the Heat. We'll talk about Celtics and Heat first because we spent a lot of time on Denver a little bit right there. Celtics and Heat. I thought that was a pretty good series. I found it hilarious that there was a scout that was like, yeah, the Daniel Theis Bam matchup is going to be a wash. Bam ate that nigga alive.
Bro, do you understand? If Boston had like an incremental better center, they probably win the series.
Yes, but I want to laugh at the Boston media thinking this white dude Daniel Theis is as good as Bam. I'm not even gonna try to butcher his last name. He ate that nigga out of bio. He ate that nigga alive. Because I think game 6 didn't Bam have like 45, 9, and 13 or something stupid like that?
Something
Bam
like
was
that.
getting jiggy on that nigga, bro.
And by the way, he got 45 without being able to shoot because Bam can't shoot. But he's getting underpaid, making $5 million. He's outworking all the other. Guess what? The moment a better big man is on the market, shit, nigga, they might sign Christian Wood. Like they are going to try to sign another big. Because Daniel Theis ain't
y'all were better off putting Jason Tatum in goddamn power forward than doing that.
Y'all was better off just playing super small.
Brown.
Put Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. Who else y'all got? That was 3 players. Gordon Hayward and one other wing.
The hilarious thing.
And Kimba.
You probably would have been better off playing Marcus Smart because at least you're gonna have some.
Here's the lineup they should have put in: Kimba, Smart, Brown, Tatum, Hayward. Just play crazy small. Just play Houston ball. Because Daniel Theis wasn't giving y'all nothing, and the Heat was just whooping y'all ass.
Nigga, you better off putting goddamn Taco Fall in the game. At least you're gonna get some resistance at the rim.
You better off putting Enes Kanter in the game. At least he's gonna score. At least Enes gonna score and rebound.
Yeah, this is true.
He ain't gonna defend nothing, but at least he'll put the ball in the basket and rebound.
Put the ball in the basket, yeah. God damn.
But they got that.
Like I said, but if you break down the stats and that shit, like Boston shot better. Like, they did a lot of things just better.
There's a couple of different things too. Like Brad Stevens, I think Brad Stevens is a good coach. I think he's really overrated because there was a couple plays that you can't get a better shot.
Like here's the thing. Brad Stevens is overrated when you compare it to the statement of that he's worth more than LeBron. Like he's over. Like when you do that, you're overrating the shit out of it.
Well, no, I just say that the game that went to overtime that Bam ended up blocking Jason Tatum at the rim.
Yeah,
the shot that Jason Tatum took to end the game, they had 20 seconds before he shot that. Y'all can't get a better shot. There was nothing drawn up for a better shot. Just a super long 3.
But Jason, he also just could have made that shot. And
yes, but also you can't get a better shot. You're supposed to be able to draw some shit up. You can't get a better shot.
He was going towards the rim. What do you want?
Y'all can't draw up a better shot.
I'm just saying, bro.
Also, Jason Tatum is really good. I hate that he plays for the Celtics. I hate that him and Jaylen Brown play for the Celtics. I like them both. but
right. I hate that they play for the Celtics.
They play for that team, and I can't.
Also, I
can't root for that racist ass
franchise. Talented players, that franchise, man. I mean, not just I'm a Laker fan, but as a black human being, the Celtics.
I can't fuck with Boston teams, man.
Here's the thing, bro. Like they hate that they play for the Celtics.
Imagine playing any sport in Boston as a black person and making a minor mistake, and like the rest of your week is being called nigger everywhere you go.
You know what's funny?
Because that's what's going to happen.
Move on a little bit.
Tell you something.
Okay.
No, I'm just going to say but only like if Boston fans at one point are able to throw vitriol at Big Papi, then no one is safe.
No one is safe.
No one is safe.
Check his fucking immigration papers. Get this fucking illegal out of here.
Monty Jones made this point. Cam went to New England.
He's
gonna be called. Cam's gonna be called all the niggers.
He already is. But he does a local radio spot. Like they have. I forgot what the name of the station is. But like the starting quarterback for the Patriots does the like every Monday. I think they interview him.
Yeah.
If he says he's not doing those interviews, they lose huge ratings. So they can't say nothing wild about him. They want to. I'm sure they do, but they can't say nothing wild about him.
Somebody's gonna. You know what's funny? Like someone's gonna make the mistake and be having a conversation and just hit the button while they're talking about Cam. And
Cam will be like, "I ain't come back on there." And then you gotta apologize because if you remember, they said some wild shit about Tom Brady one time. Tom Brady made them apologize to him and his family on air.
But he's white Jesus. He's allowed.
But they need the quarterback to come on.
They need. But like. In general, Tom Brady's going to get to do that anywhere because, and he's just being a real man, standing up for his family, not being a diva.
Newton,
you black dude that is like, well, he's just fucking thug, intimidating these little white guys who just want to talk about the sports balls.
Cam Newton is going to hit that fucking hello gift so bad on the nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be hilarious. Hello.
Bro.
Oh shit.
Telling you, man.
Bro, if they fuck around and re-sign him, it's gonna be hilarious. But we'll get to the NFL in a minute, but it's gonna be hilarious.
Back to basketball, but
yeah. So we ended up we could talk about the Western Conference Finals.
Great series, man.
It was a good 5 game series. Denver.
That is a team of the future. They can keep their young core together.
It was a good 5 game series.
It's not your time right now, young fellas. That's all.
It also proved a couple of different things to me. Nurkic is Jokic. For some reason, I get their names reversed all the time because they played on the same team at one time.
Yeah.
Jokic. Jokic is talented. Jokic also is very slow. Can't play defense, and you can frustrate the shit out of him really easy. You really easily. Like the moment, the game is not going.
It's also really easy to make him into just a pick and pop jump shooter, not a.
It is because the Lakers did that. The Lakers
when AD put him in the cripple cross face, you can see the fury rising in his body.
Like because there was a couple plays where he would commit a foul, and be mad, that they called a foul on him, and it's just like, yo, you're slow, so you foul people. Like there's nothing
you gave me all the time in the world to set my feet and draw the charge.
People who don't play good people who are don't play good defense, they foul a lot.
He fouls a lot. Like he can't help. Like because I remember when people were like, "Oh, the Nuggets are having all these fouls." By the way, the Nuggets shot like an infinite number of more free throws.
Yes,
like it was a huge number, but like people focus
way more. The Lakers got called way more for fouls than Denver did.
But people for some reason focused on the Lakers.
Well, because we'll get to that, but you know why. But I'm not even a fan of the man, but y'all.
But Nurkic did a lot of fouling.
Yeah.
But Denver probably a year away. I think that
Denver's a player away. They're a player away.
They might have that player though. I think they might have that player already on the roster.
And they don't play defense.
I think that has a lot to do with youth though. I think that has a lot to do with youth.
2 of your guys can't be marks on defense.
I think Michael Porter Jr.'s lack of defense
is his back
and his back and his back. His back seems healthier
I also think he doesn't want to play defense. It has to be in you, bro. If you don't want to play defense, you don't play defense. Like, bro, some niggas we love.
I'm not gonna act like I watched him, watched all this.
Some niggas we love.
So I can't say too much, but
some niggas we love never played defense their whole goddamn career. Either you want to or you don't.
Well, I don't even think it's a want-to thing because he got some good blocks and stuff.
For him. Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with his biology.
I mean, he's also
bang down there,
he's also 6'10". So I mean,
he is
but
6'10",
I think a lot of it is just he didn't like he's a because this is essentially his rookie season. He didn't play at all before the bubble.
The reason I say the one player is that as good as Jamal Murray is, if they added an actual point guard, I think
because he's not a point guard.
Jamal Murray not a point guard.
He's a shooting guard.
Jamal Murray is out there to shoot.
And if you let him play off the ball more, y'all see exactly what you're saying. If you get a guard that can create their own action and facilitate while he plays off the ball,
because having a point guard on that team makes Jokic and him way more dangerous.
Way more dangerous.
Well, see the thing, the point guard is essentially Jokic.
Like Jokic really is their point guard, but
again,
if they get a real point guard and Jokic and Murray can play off the ball.
Yeah, like if you're able to just obstruct Jokic even a little bit, you throw out their whole half court offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, their entire half court offense is based on.
We saw it time and again.
Well, their entire half court offense is a high pick and roll between Jokic and
exactly
like that. The Lakers just jumped it every single time.
Yes,
every time.
Whenever Jokic got stopped, they'd be like, "Can't go left, can't go right."
And then like,
just throw my shoulder to your chest. Like,
if you get later in the series and then you're able to throw your 6'9" mutant man on your opposing point guard, then we'll just fuck.
Yes, we haven't gotten to that. The game where LeBron James was like, "Hey, you're not doing that anymore. Stop."
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm LeBron James. It's like congratulate. It's like back in the Street Fighter 2 Turbo when you found out how to unlock Akuma. They took Bison out and slid in on the screen like, "Hey, what's up? You're really good at this. Come here. We'll show some shit real quick."
Stop it.
No more of that. No more of this. Because I think Murray had like 40 that game and was cooking everybody. And LeBron basically was like, "And that's done."
Next game, that's no more of this. That's not happening.
Let me put in that Derrick Rose tape for you.
Put him in the walls of Jericho.
Now he can't do that all the time anymore.
No, of course not.
But there's still times when LeBron James can body you up.
He did it when he needed to, and that's what matters, right?
Hey, Giannis, how you doing?
He does what the coach says.
I do what coach tells me to do.
Even though I'm defensive player of the year.
You are an all-star. You were defensive player of the year. You are the franchise.
And we'll get to why he shouldn't have won that in the next series.
You can walk into the office of the GM and be like, "This nigga has to go."
Jones, he's a back-to-back MVP, but I'm doing what the coach tells me to do. All right, and that's why you at home. That's exactly why you're at home.
And we'll get to why he wasn't actually the defensive player of the year in a moment.
He wasn't.
But I think Denver's going to be really good next year. Now, the NBA Finals, the Lakers and the Heat. People try to make this about Pat Riley versus LeBron. I don't think there's animosity.
Really, they're trying to make it into a underdog franchise that did it the right way.
Well, that too. They try to do that too.
Because Miami is such a small market.
Hey, but guess what? Pat Riley did exactly what the Lakers did twice to win a championship, but nobody wants to talk about that shit.
Pat Riley will admit to doing that shit.
That small, humble town called Miami.
And guess what?
Guess what?
He's gonna try to do it again next year.
He's gonna try to get Giannis.
Exactly.
He is 100% trying to get
Giannis. He should.
Exactly, but you know what? They're the little team who could. So
because they're not a poverty franchise like you Mavericks fans.
Ooh, wow, that was a very direct shot. That was a very direct shot.
It's a shot at the Mavs. Like, no, because hold on. What have we been hearing from their the AAU ball is ruining basketball and we're drafting players that play ball the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you drafted all your players that play ball the right way, and you got beat by the frauds that are the Clippers. So
I mean, they were going to lose that series anyway because Porzingis went down.
Oh man!
John. Listen, he hasn't formed the third.
Porzingis and Luka, man. Porzingis and Luka is all you need.
Luka's nice. Hey, I ain't gonna slander Luka. Luka cold.
Listen,
I'm not slandering Luka. I'm just saying.
But Jones, they haven't fully formed. They haven't fully formed the third Reich yet. It's coming.
Wait until they draft that skinny white kid out of Israel.
They got to draft Nazi man from DC Comics.
Wait until they trade for Vujacic. Just wait.
So the series starts off game one.
Franchise that was 1,000
game
years.
one, I thought it was going to be a sweep after seeing game one because the Heat go up 28-10 and then proceed to give up a 77-30 run. Like that was frightening. It was like, oh, that's not good. Y'all are going to lose this series.
You was calling for it in our group chat. You were like, a sweep.
This is going to be a sweep.
It's a sweep. I'm like, Ben, relax. It's not.
Nigga, 77-30 run.
I understand. But I kept saying, Miami they're not the little engine that could. And I hate that people frame them that way. They're very punchy, they got the dog in them, man. And they got talent.
Here's the thing, Ben. If the Lakers were actual mutants, then it would have been a sweep. They're just partially mutants.
And even in game two, I still thought it was going to be a sweep because in game two, Anthony Davis didn't miss for most of the game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Which also got the Heat out of that cowardly zone. You guys are too good of players. Too good of a team. Play zone. Okay? That needed to stop.
You play zone against Giannis and nobody else.
Because the Lakers was like, y'all playing zone? Okay, cool.
Hold on, bro. Listen, imagine the league MVP getting shut down by zone defense.
Which he did. Which happened.
Because until Giannis can hit consistent jump shots, you should be able to play zone against him. He's the only player in the league.
Here's the thing. I don't even 100% blame that on Giannis. Because the Lakers weren't even trying to do jump shots during the zone. All they did was sit either AD or LeBron in the middle of the fucking zone and be like, here. Like the fucking Bucks were like, we don't know what to fucking do when they have their arms in the air. Like, what?
Giannis can't Euro step and travel. What do we do?
Giannis can't crash into the paint like a maniac without knowing what to do.
We got to run a half-court set. Because like the Lakers made that shit look easy. The Lakers just kept running. Okay, well, we're just going to have somebody cut the baseline, or we're going to have LeBron or Rondo or AD just sit in the middle of the paint. We're going to dump the ball to them, and they're going to kick it out like every single time. Oh, God. Anyway, so
MVP,
that happened in game two.
MVP, man. Future of the league. Yeah. The crown is his. He put it on his head. He owns it now.
The crown is his.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, my brother.
So in game two, the Lakers won. Game three, Jimmy Butler. This was one of two like insane Jimmy Butler performances. Jimmy Butler ate the Lakers up in game two. He ain't shoot a three. He just kept getting in mid range and eating them up.
But again, like that's my thing about Jimmy. Jimmy's a really good player, but like if that mid range ain't going, he gonna have a tough night shooting the basket.
Yeah.
He's a streaky shooter, but he also plays D too with Pat. So he can make up when he's not. See, the thing that separates Jimmy Butler from, let's say, a Paul George is that.
Well, Jimmy got a heartbeat in his chest. So
Jimmy ain't nothing but heartbeat.
Jimmy is all heart.
No, Jones. That's it though. Like that's it. Because here's the thing. No, Jones. Here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's be totally honest. If we just line them up from skill to skill, Paul George is probably a more skilled basketball player.
And here's also the thing: if Jimmy Butler was on that Clippers team, they wouldn't have lost that series.
Them motherfuckers not losing that series with Jimmy Butler.
Like Jimmy Butler is an asshole. Jimmy Butler is
Jimmy's an asshole because he had to fight to be where he is.
Jimmy Butler is another one of those dudes that's all work. Jimmy Butler is one of those dudes that like he don't understand. Like, oh, so you ain't trying to get better? Like, because that's the only reason I'm here. Like, I'm only here. That's why he hated Carl Anthony Towns. That's why he hated Carl Anthony Towns. Like, he was like, yo, you were very good at basketball. Why aren't you trying? All the time.
Why aren't you trying?
Is the definition of ball is life.
Why are you trying to do the thing that you need to get better at, like really hard?
Yeah, like he hated that shit.
Jimmy is the apotheosis of ball is life because for him to have any life whatsoever, he had to ball.
And Philly shouldn't have got rid of him either. Philly shouldn't. That was because the coach didn't like Jimmy. That had nothing to do with.
Shout out to Big Cat for banging Jordan Woods though. Shout out to
him.
High five.
Condolences on your mother dying.
For the coaching. But no, what I was saying though, other than the hard thing, the difference to me is that Jimmy Butler is he's such a hard worker that if his offenses are going, he's going to shift his focus into affecting the game defensively. He's going to shift his focus to, basically he doesn't have to score to help affect the game, and that to me is a sign of a great player.
I don't want to Paul George is easy to climb. Like Paul George is a really good two-way player.
I'm not trying to downgrade Paul George. I'm not trying to, but I just think Jimmy is better. On paper, Paul George has more skill. I think Jimmy.
I'm going to say what I said earlier.
More.
Jimmy has it where it counts, but Paul doesn't have it where it counts.
Okay, cool. Basically, that's what I'm saying. We agree with each other, my brother.
Like his heart pumps like Kool-Aid jammers. Like that's what it is.
Not even
jammer.
The pouch, nigga. It's the pouch. But and one other thing too is we're going into game 4, which is why I said that Giannis shouldn't have been Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Davis apparently at the end of game 3 was like, yo, I want to guard Jimmy Butler. And he did.
Beautiful dance they had.
They're already playing small, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes, and he did. Mm-hmm. And he locked up Jimmy Butler in that fourth quarter and gave the Lakers
when he needed to.
Yes.
That's when it really counts. Like, okay, because if it came down to this where, okay, AD, had him in the damn lion tamer for like 3 quarters, and then Jimmy goes off in the fourth. All of them first 3 quarters was meaningless.
Well, no, because with a player like AD, unless it's another big, you don't have him guarding like a guard all the time. Like, there's no reason.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, when people talk about, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the W or the L, that's where it counts. If you miss every shot in the game, right, but your free throws was the ones that won the game or the championship, it does matter, but it don't, because we won, and I'm why we won.
Yeah.
But Jones, I was just doing what my coach told me to do.
You saw how Anthony Davis went to Frank Vogel and was like, I'm guarding him.
The same way LeBron said, I'm guarding Murray.
Like, there wasn't a question. He didn't ask Frank Vogel that. He said, I am guarding Jimmy Butler.
You mean the same way that Jimmy just went out against Boston, and every night basically whoever was hot on their team in the game, this nigga was like, yo, I need to be over there now real quick.
Well, Jimmy guarded LeBron the entire series.
I'm talking about when they played the Celtics, how if you watch that series, like whether it was Tatum or whoever was getting hot for Boston, also, Jimmy was like, switch.
Let's not switch Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero on LeBron anymore.
Food.
Every
time.
Anymore.
And I think Tyler Hero is really good.
He's an impressive rookie. He's a very talented, very impressive rookie. The key word you might keep hearing me say rookie, but when you put that rookie on LeBron,
Spo did Duncan Robinson a disservice anytime he's with the that nigga looked like he was.
That's why they end up playing zone so much. They can't, not so much Tyler Hero, because Tyler Hero can play defense. He's just a rookie. Duncan Robinson, they cannot.
Hey, really talented rookie Grant Hill. Go guard Michael Jordan right quick.
Here's the thing,
we believe in you guys.
They have to have Duncan Robinson play that many minutes because he's their best shooter.
Yes.
Yep.
Because they're not actually a really good shooting team.
Well, they had a really high percentage, but they don't shoot that many.
Yeah, they don't.
So moving on to game 4. Game 4, yeah. Another great Jimmy performance that the Lakers actually could have won. Yeah. Came down to the last couple minutes. LeBron and Jimmy were trading shots back and forth, which was a great fourth quarter. Yeah. And then came down to the final play. For those who don't understand, I need people that don't understand basketball to take
organized basketball, not 2K.
So
not 2K.
First off, the reason
not you at the Blackwood gym with your homeboys that washed out at the high school.
Yeah. So I want to make this clear, right? The reason LeBron didn't pull up from a shot right there is because LeBron is not pulling up from a shot going to his right. Like, he's just not doing that. That's not his game. That's not a smart basketball play. So once Jimmy because Jimmy knew this, Jimmy was like, I cannot let him get a rhythm dribble to his left. Therefore, I'm taking that away. Oh. So LeBron tried to drive to the basket where they collapse everyone. Like nobody was watching anybody. He passes out to Danny Green, whose only job is to shoot threes.
And the only issue I had with that is that, not LeBron per se, not even in the per se situation, just straight up. My only issue with that was that Vogel, Danny ain't had it. He ain't gonna suddenly get it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's an NBA coach thing. It's like, because most of the time they'll give the guy who has the reputation to do shit.
I get that. I do. And playoff Rondo was hitting him threes when we needed him.
I'm not so much in the finals. Not until the last game.
Like, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying that's an
I
NBA.
Still would have chose Rondo over Green.
That's an NBA coach thing.
If you put Rondo in that position, Rondo didn't even take that shot. He kicks it to KCP, who's standing in the corner. Yep. Because KCP was open too. If Rondo wouldn't even shot that shot, like he would have just kicked it to KCP. But and then Marcus Morris gets it off the rebound, I know what he was trying to do.
I know what he was thinking. I got exactly why.
It was bad
because when LeBron was calling for it, but AD's right there, and he's been working this dude all. So this,
and also, I'm not sure Marcus Morris knew how long
was on the clock.
Was left on the clock. Like I'm not. Like I think he got the ball, not expecting it. It was like, oh shit,
he just immediately was like, right now, gotta get the AD.
Because I would have been fine with him just taking a shot right there. Just take the shot on the mid range.
Me too. Take the mid range, but he didn't.
Because he was open too. But I understand. Like he got it and was like, oh shit. And I don't know how long is left.
And then
I understood everything that went down.
Yeah.
But fuck Andy Green.
And then the Lakers got to the hotel room tonight and said, all right, you ready to go home.
Yeah, and they beat the dog shit out them. The next game was not close. Game 6 was not close at all.
Go home.
They were up by like 40 at one point. LeBron was stat padding in the finals. It was bad.
That was we're mad about that last game. We're gonna beat
it was very much a statement game. It's very much
like
so
that was a very like, okay, enough of this bullshit.
Ready to go home.
We're ready to go to fuck home. I'm tired of being in the fucking bubble.
Let's wrap this ish up, B.
Like it was very quickly.
I could not believe they were up 40 goddamn points. I was like, oh my god!
Like it was like that second quarter was some of the best defense I've ever seen played in NBA. Like they weren't letting them breathe.
That's because you never saw real defense back in the '80s, like when Bill Laimbeer could drop kick Michael Jordan
when they tackle niggas.
When Robert Parrish hit niggas with the diamond cutter.
like nigga, I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting Charles Oakley, but like niggas who do that shit can't move their feet. So that's why they have to do that shit.
You got Kevin McHale and John Sally DDT and dudes. Like, get out of my paint with that weak.
Perfect example, Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale
was slow
and Robert Parrish fucking clothesline from hell, Kurt Rambis. That wasn't good defense. Y'all were not better at basketball than Kurt Rambis in that moment. You attacked him.
Who wins in a race? Straight line, Larry Bird or Kevin McHale?
I guess Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, because we saw Larry Bird miss a three, run through the lane, get his own three, and dunk it. Kevin McHale does not have that play.
Larry Bird is a far better athlete than Kevin McHale.
Yes, he is.
Listen,
I would argue that Doug Collins is a better athlete than Larry Bird.
He's a far better athlete while still not being athletic.
He can run 7 miles per hour. Larry can only run 5.
Pretty much.
So the Lakers won the championship, and it was hilarious because
all the media had to eat crow and still find a way to. Well, this is one with an asterisk because it wasn't the real NBA season. They had to play in the bubble.
My personal favorite is the Lakers had a better chance of missing the playoffs than they did winning.
Chris Mannix. If you're going to say that, when it doesn't happen, when the opposite happens. The exact opposite.
Sports podcast tonight.
All you can do, all you should do is like, hey man, I was wrong. Not act as
if,
well, hey, why did you think this would work? Like, no, you can't just be like, you have to admit I was wrong.
This was a professional basketball team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on it. Stop. You're
like you can say, hey, this is the reason I felt that way at the time, but I was wrong. Be like, hey. No. Why would I ever admit I was wrong? Because in the no, motherfucker, like you was wrong. Like just say my bad. Like it's very easy. My fault.
Prime example tonight. When I said what I said about Kawhi, when I was like, when was he this this legendarily great defender? And y'all were like, yo, hold up, actually. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I was basing that off of pushing back against all the hype and a very specific set of circumstances. I was wrong.
Yeah.
See, I'm alive. I didn't suddenly burst into flames.
It's like
An angel from heaven didn't
when
come
Joe
down and
Budden
slay me with a
confronted
sword.
Maul about the
Yeah.
dumb shit he was saying on Twitter, and he's sitting there with the stupid face on, like, I'm not.
I am not. As a sports fan, I'm not immune to having a bad sports take sometimes. It happens.
But you know what Maul is?
I also don't get paid to talk that shit.
Maul is the majority of sports fans. Like the reality is, he's the majority.
Yeah, you're right. I heard it's on ESPN, so I'm gonna retweet it and flex. Like, I'm gonna retweet everything I hear on ESPN, so I can sound like I know more than the rest of the dudes in my fantasy league.
This is what everybody was saying. But what about what you think because you watch basketball? Like,
but you literally said something stupid.
Yeah.
And then when Joe Budden is like, "Hey, you want to say you were wrong?" and he's like, "No.
Why would I say that?
Why would I say I was wrong?
Well, you said the Clippers were gonna win the. I mean, they should have.
Also,
that doesn't matter.
Also, he kind of looked like low key embarrassed because he was put on the spot in the moment. That shit was
he looked humiliated.
He should have known. He should have known. First off, he should have known Joe was going to do that to him.
When you grab a lot of nuts and make when you want to be loud, if you want to be loud, be prepared to be as loud with your wrongness. If you wrong and someone calls your wrongness out, and the crazy thing is Joe didn't even call him out on some he didn't do like the love of hip hop Joe, but he was just like, hey, bro.
Joe was real calm.
He was real diplomatic about it. He was like, hey, he said, because us as black men sometimes we don't admit when we wrong.
Black men, he's like, yo, this is just like a bigger moment, B. So as black men,
he didn't want to admit he was wrong. Bro, he just proving the point.
Nigga, he got therapy, Joe. Not yelling at you on the beach. Bring your girlfriend around me, you traitor, Joe Budden. So I'm like, dude, you didn't get I beat women, Joe Budden. You got, hey man, I've been working through my issues, and this is a growth moment for both of us as black men, Joe Budden. Joe Budden came to you with all the Ayanna fix my life energy, and you just said
you just sat there with the stank face,
with the inability to just be like, I was incorrect. You don't even have to say I'm sorry, because it's not like you did something that hurt anybody.
You were just saying I was wrong
about an opinion. That's like me being like, this movie's not going to win an Oscar, Ben and Taylor, and it's not going to happen. And if the movie wins any Oscar, it can even be for like makeup or like script. If y'all be like, so Jones, you said the Snyder Cut wasn't going to win an Oscar. I'd be like, damn, I so did. I was wrong about that, man. Congratulations to that.
No. You just
that's not how the internet works, bro.
But
well, I mean, was it an Oscar for Best Picture? Like what?
No, you didn't say that. You said Oscar. You didn't specify. You said Oscar.
No, man, he meant an Oscar that matters. That's what he meant.
But yeah, so matter, LeBron winning his fourth title.
All Oscars matter. Hashtag.
His fourth Finals MVP, his third title on the third team, or a title for his third team. Sparked the MJ debates again. I'm personally very tired of it.
And he's still killing the league, Ben. He's still the reason the league is dying. He's still
basketball. We gotta get to that too, don't we?
He as an individual player has ushered in the era of super teams because they never existed as a concept before LeBron James.
We'll get to that in a second.
Shut up. The 99 Rockets didn't happen.
Yes, they didn't. We'll get to that in 1 second. But I just want to say I'm tired of that debate, man. If you think Michael Jordan was better than LeBron, I'm not going to argue with you.
That's okay.
That's totally fine.
There are reasons to believe that.
Yes, there's actual
analytical, objective reasons to believe that. Hey, you guys, me and Ben have had this conversation. All three of us have talked to each other about this. I'm still on the side of Jordan as far as the GOAT debate.
Here's the issue. You don't actually have to be a dick about it. You actually have to be a dick about it.
That's my whole point. Like, I am
Stephen A. Smith says there's nothing LeBron James can do to change. Like, I'm not. Now, it's not my religion.
He also says right after that, right after saying the bombastic thing, is like it's not. He has him second, and that's not an insult. And it's not. Stephen A. does the first thing to get you to watch, and then he says the reasonable thing after that.
But if somebody puts Jordan in the second spot, then we have World War III.
Then it's World War III. Yeah, then it's like I will kill your children and family. Like what?
Like I don't personally. I'm not arguing.
It's basketball, man.
Like I've come to the point where it's like unless you say some shit like LeBron isn't a top 10 player, or you're like that dude that was wearing a polo,
or you just crazy,
or you like that dude I posted in the chat that was wearing a polo with two pockets like a weirdo. that LeBron James can't play basketball. Yes, he had 2 breast pockets.
Who wears a polo with 2 breast pockets on?
I don't know. It was weird.
What kind of self-hating Negro man does that?
It was weird. But
we got our freedoms.
You were that dude that was like making up that LeBron doesn't actually play basketball or can't play off ball.
LeBron actually is a football running back who grabs the basketball and just charges into the paint and gets foul calls.
He's actually just Larry Johnson who can pass. That's basically it.
My cousin said that a decade ago, and you haven't let that go yet.
And I never will.
We're never going to let that go, man.
I never will.
Wait, who's in the chat? Oh, Ace is here.
I can't
never.
When you shared that, I think it was on Facebook. Whenever I seen you,
that was over a decade ago.
My kids don't know about that shit. My kids don't know about that shit.
That might have been like a basketball thread of hip hop lovers or something, man. But
that was my cousin because that was a specific conversation.
But when you said it, when it came to my knowledge, it was in some kind of internet form that you like said that he said that. I'm like, no, you didn't. That's a funny anecdote you made up to like stress the point of how much people hate LeBron, because no one would really say that that's ever watched a game of basketball.
10 plus years ago.
At this date and time, in this location.
The only thing that rivals that is that nigga Simon after the Warriors won that first championship. Oh,
Simon's Sharon Gordon.
Wait, what happened? I don't think I was in the group at that time. What did he just?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, remember Simon, the super duper Golden State fan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember.
Simon from the Bay. Well, he went up. I mean, hey, his team, he finally got one, bro, in his lifetime, you know? So I ain't even mad at him. But
the analytics saying that Steph Curry is the best basketball player of all time.
That. I remember that. That nigga was stupid.
How could we forget?
But yeah, man, like I'm just beyond arguing that shit, man. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's a stupid argument. It's not worth arguing.
I can appreciate greatness from it's when Kareem went on First Take, and they were like, you know, they do the normal. You're a legend. Your place in history is unassailable. How do you feel? And Kareem was like, you know, honestly, that's something for like he basically was like saying that's something for y'all non-athletic dorks to talk about.
That's something for you dork ass niggas to talk about. Like,
he said it in a very politically correct.
Us real hoopers don't talk about that shit.
Yeah, basically he's like, man,
okay, ball don't lie.
He's like, yeah, but he brought up Bill Russell. He's like, man, you know, guys like Bill, and they played the competition in their era, and they did it excellently, and they excelled. And his era wasn't mine, and mine wasn't since I played with Magic, but you know, Magic extended beyond me to playing into, you know, what some people consider the prime era of the early to mid 90s. And he's like, man, there's so many different eras. He brought up, that's when me and you, Taylor, were talking. He was like, man, even for me, he says, for me to judge their era and look at their stats and bring them up compared to mine when there wasn't even a shot clock would be, he says, that's asinine, basically. Exactly. He was like, and that's something that he says, without making allowances and understandings for eras or whatever, he's like, I'm a proponent of who was the best of their era, who excelled in the game as the game was presented to them. So because in the future, there's going to be somebody, hopefully in my lifetime, I get to watch somebody that makes me rethink Mike and LeBron's place in the game. I hope the game keeps evolving. I want to see that.
I want my son. Right. I want Elijah. I want our 2 sons, EJ and Seth, in 10 years to argue to us why
this dude
Imani Bates is the best basketball player ever.
Let me tell you,
and that's not a made up.
I might disagree, but I won't be like whippersnappers don't know nothing about. Let me tell you about the game. You know, y'all got a soft game now. Back in my day,
now I will throw on highlights of LeBron in 2016 finals and be like, watch this before we have any conversation. Yeah, but
we're gonna play LeBron's Last Dance documentary for them, and then we're gonna be like
the total fabrication and lie and propaganda.
I want my lies too. I
want
a
propaganda
documentary for LeBron as well.
So how long we gotta wait to get that? About 15 years after he retires? 10, 15?
Well, first of all, this nigga gonna pay until he's like 41.
It'll be after he dies. Taylor, it'll be after he retires from basketball, buys the Cavs. And as owner, puts people in position to have the Cavs going like a three-peat.
Oh my God!
And then they'll be like, "Well, the only reason LeBron is 1B is because he, as an owner, succeeded more than Jordan." But
Jordan's a terrible owner. Jordan's a cheap ass owner, bro.
And they're gonna have like their guts are going to twist into cancerous knots to even say that. Like,
I mean, the thing is, by then,
Jordan was being an owner.
But see, by then, our age group and younger will be the ones in media. So it won't be the discussion will be less about Jordan and to be comparing the next guy to LeBron.
Yeah, they're going to turn it into LeBron and Steph at that point. Well, Jordan's name is
LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Nor should it. I mean, I agree with you that Steph's better than. I mean, no, that KD's better than Steph is all around player, definitely. Because Steph Curry is a defensive liability, always has been. He played in a system that allowed him to. And again, he still had to do the job. He still had to get those steals. He still had to get those plays.
Yeah, no, I don't shit on Steph Curry. He just can't really play defense that well. Which is fine. The whole thing about Steph Curry is, yeah, I don't play defense that well. Now come guard me. Yeah, let's see how that works out for you.
You got past me all the time. Let's see how much longer it takes me to get past you.
He's the best shooter of all time. But people who are out here with
he's a ridiculous
about Steph's better than LeBron and KD.
You can stop that right now.
And it comes down more to size things.
Shooting machine. What are you You can put KD in
basketball is a game of big, tall, manly men. People.
I mean, there's a conversation.
They're two big, manly man, tall people.
There was a night you didn't come through that me and Ben was. I think we were watching NXT Takeover, Ben, and we were talking about KD. You were saying for your Mount Rushmore, you have to be able to drop that player in any era, and they immediately make your team basically a championship contender. And I agree about certain guys like, hell yeah, Kareem is in that list to me. We were debating whether or not Kobe goes under that setting. When you were like, when I was like, so you're saying that if I swap Kareem into today's league or during Kobe's peak era, he's gonna have the same effect on the game for the Lakers then. But my bigger point with that is like, if you mentioned KD goes on that Rushmore for you, I agree, he's on mine too. But yeah, if you take KD and put him in any era, you can put what the hell is Bob Pettis gonna do with a Kevin Durant? Nothing. No one's doing. No one's doing Taylor. No one's doing anything.
He's gonna love Craft Country the fuck out that nigga.
Yes, but like no one's doing anything about anything. I put that in air quotes for a reason until Wilt comes around, and by anything, all Wilt's gonna do is be
Wilt ain't doing shit either.
Right. That's why I said anything.
Nope.
Like
he bumps into Kareem.
I think it's funny to make fun of KD being. We shouldn't make fun of him being a generally unhappy person, but he is a generally unhappy dude. That being said,
basketball Wale, bro.
Kevin Durant is incredibly talented.
He's incredibly talented
on like an unfair level,
and
he is a freak.
Like they don't make those. They only made one.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like, they only made one of those.
He got the second. Like you can argue that LeBron was the second coming to Magic Johnson, which I think is a much better comparison if you want to look at his game versus because everyone was if you want to take Mike's spot, you got to play Mike's game. No, you don't, you dumbass.
No, you don't.
Mike didn't play Dr. J's game or Kareem's game. He played Mike's game.
Fuck did not.
But anyway, KD's not the second coming to nobody. He is a
one of one. They only made one of those.
Like
there's guys with similar skill sets,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
but there ain't nobody that can do.
Don't throw me out of the chat, Ben. But like, if you put a gun in my head, it was like, name an old player that KD reminds you of, like Connie Hawkins, because they're fucking long and just difficult to guard. But Connie Hawkins didn't have a 3-pointer, and Connie Hawkins didn't have the ball like that.
If the casual people are going to compare to somebody, they probably just compare him to a more athletic Larry Bird. Like a more longer athletic Larry Bird.
Again, Ben, it's not 1-to-1. We're doing the best we can here.
There is no one because here's the thing. Even with LeBron and Magic, there's no one
right.
Like
the same thing with AD, which now has to be starting to be moved into the all-time.
He is a generational talent.
People who don't know play efficiency.
That's okay. The game
all time.
The highest PER is him, right?
He has the third.
Oh, third. Okay.
Mike. It's MJ.
LeBron,
it's Bron, and then it's AD, and it's a huge drop, and then I think it's KD.
Yeah. Everybody, and then it's like there's like a valley, and then KD's like.
I think it's Kevin Durant. I think.
Yeah, I think it is KD. Yeah. But like, dude, basketball is in a beautiful place. I'm sorry that dudes aren't getting drop kicked anymore. I'm sorry that you can't knee niggas in the nuts and suplex them into the press line.
There's so much talent in this league.
AD, like we're talking about 1-to-1. Like AD is pretty much a fully realized Hakeem Olajuwon.
I can get that. Yeah, because
here's
my thing with Hakeem Olajuwon. Here's my thing with Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon would kill people today. Like if you take Hakeem from then,
just off footwork,
he would be shooting threes. Hakeem would be shooting three because he was shooting long ass twos in.
Exactly.
Like Hakeem would be a monster.
100.
He just also wasn't as big. He just ain't as big as they.
You don't get Boogie Cousins without Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the shit Boogie was doing before he got hurt,
before he got hurt was ridiculous. Wasted his prime physical years in that poverty franchise, which is why I don't ever hate these players for making moves to themselves.
Bro,
my wife's looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking about basketball loud again.
But Ben, go back and look at all those 45 and 23 and 8 games. Yes. What the hell?
Boogie was out
a monster, bro.
You big 7'8" reach, 280-pound mutant human. Like
Bane Boogie, dog. Bro, I called him that for a reason. And I ain't talking about the whack Batman versus Robin version. He was the animated series Luchador Bane out here. Just why are you when Bruce was getting worked? It was like, why are you so fast? You are so big,
bro. Why are
you this fast?
Why are you and Anthony Davis on the same team?
Yeah, because that year they were together. Like they were really, really good.
They were, the Pelicans was eating food. It was eating people's.
Bro, I was so sad when he got hurt. Bro, like,
bro.
This year coming. Like he's probably coming back to the Lakers.
He's coming back to the Lakers, man.
Because I think he gets a ring. Yeah, he coming back.
He coming back, man. And I'm glad he got his ring because he was there.
And I believe Boogie is another clutch client.
Yeah, I mean, La Familia, man.
The Illuminati.
Speaking of clutch beer, there's a nice smooth transition.
Yeah, so
the Illuminati, the Black Illuminati.
So not to because we spent like an hour on sports, so I don't want to spend too much more time on sports. But
I feel you.
There was a anonymous article that came out from the Atlantic about from an agent.
No. They polled 20 agents.
Oh, they polled 20 agents. Mm-hmm. Who said how much they hate LeBron James' clutch, basically. And this is something that's been going on for a while. Mm. Since LeBron James is basically so for those who don't realize this, Clutch has, I believe, 9 of the active 13 players on the Lakers. I believe it's something like it's either 9 or it might be 8. Like I
think like 7,
they represent most of the team. Including the 2 best players. And it can be argued that the LeBron illegally runs that company. But there's no proof of that. So
I mean, here's the thing. I don't even think he did
he divested from it.
LeBron's doing what he should do. Like, if I can use my he's doing what he should do.
I'm creating opportunities for other black men. Like, hold on some outside of sports, on just some social shit right quick, right? Mm-hmm. You say these athletes have these responsibilities, and just as homies, we have these responsibilities to, be like, hey, look out for your people, create opportunities when you get there.
Yeah.
Now, I hope no other black, agents were a part of that whole conversation of, Clutch is doing this and Clutch is doing that. I'm sure they were.
You know
in the bucket. You always got them, them crustacean ass niggas that's gonna be out
here. Yeah. Like the thing that I admire about LeBron and one of the things is he took his friends and didn't just like give them jobs. He was like,
give them shit.
Yo, I'm gonna put you through school. Like I'm gonna put you in a position where you can make money independent of me. And
exactly.
And Mav Carter and Rich Paul and Randy, which you don't see much of Randy, but Randy, like Mav and Rich are the ones you see. Rich apparently is the fucking boogeyman. Apparently, he got niggas shook.
They treat Rich Paul like he's Jay Prince, bro.
Like they treat Rich Paul like he's Jay Prince. They treat
not now Jay Prince. I'm talking 1994 Jay Prince.
Like when you were scared of Jay Prince.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that video you posted of Old Boy from the Wire. And I forgot
Marlo
from the Wire. The price of the brick going up. Like that's how they treat Rich Paul. Like he come in the room and like
Marlo was cold though, bro.
He was. I love that was one of my favorite scenes.
You let them have all that conversation, and then at the end, yo, so that was cool. Everything y'all just said.
I want to hit. What was the whole lot like? Hey, we ain't having no more meetings.
We ain't having no more meetings.
But tell everybody, price of the brick going up. Like the hatred that Rich Paul gets is ridiculous. Only because this is something that other agents have done for so long. The difference between them and Rich Paul is very much for the players. He has gotten dudes. There is no reason.
And he's doing it better. Deal. He's a black man doing what they've been doing and beating them at their own game.
Black men making sure other black men have generational
the shit he did for old boy that we were talking about in the chat earlier.
Who didn't go through their system.
The one that foregoed college. No, not Knowles Noel.
Not Knowles Noel.
Darius Baisley.
Darius Baisley. So he was a top basketball recruit. He didn't want to go to college. Prospect. He went and played overseas for a year, and then they got him a internship with New Balance. Like he was getting paid from New Balance while playing. I think he played in the G League. Actually, he went and played in G League.
He did hard work designing sneakers, passing
internship.
He had an internship, man. It's an internship. It's up to who you're interning for to decide what you do while you do.
And then he was a first-round draft pick, and then he was playing meaningful minutes in the playoffs just now.
He was. Like,
no, but Taylor, Clutch hurts their clients by costing them millions and putting them in position that helps LeBron, but not them.
Oh, okay.
Well, AD now has a ring. KCP has a ring. Marquise Morris has a ring. Who else on that team? Taylor Horton Tucker has a ring.
As a rookie, he played maybe
he played no meaningful minutes in the finals.
15 overall playoff minutes.
He got in at the very end of Game 6, I think.
Total, 15 minutes total in the playoffs. Has a ring, and he's with Clutch.
You know, John Wall blew his Achilles up, but still got 100-something million.
Right, John Wall got
all in the negotiation.
S9 contract, fucking.
That was a terrible contract.
Draymond is paid.
But the team, it was a terrible. Yeah. It's great for John Wall.
His aid.
It's great for John Wall. It was a terrible contract for the Wizards.
That nigga still dug in and padding his stats and not winning shit.
And throwing up blood. Blood in middle games.
I mean, he is super crazy.
Ben Simmons paid. Eric Bledsoe paid. Draymond paid. KCP took $3 less million to go to
and won a ring.
Boo-hoo.
See how that works? And won a ring.
It's almost as if they take care of their client.
Yes. So they'll be all right. But I think that's enough for sports. We killed sports. We've been doing this.
All right.
That was almost the whole cast. Hey, Ben, I forgot. They got Alonzo Ball now too.
Oh yeah, they do got Lonzo.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure they're gonna get LiAngelo. Or what? Not LiAngelo. What's the one that's good? LaMelo.
LaMelo. Yeah. LiAngelo.
I wouldn't be. LiAngelo should have went and played football.
Yeah.
LiAngelo can sign to New Japan Wrestling and go to the dojo for all I care.
Oh yeah, and they got Trez.
They got Trez.
Yeah, Trez.
They got my Trez Hero.
Yeah.
The agenda. Hold on.
Trez was a sleeper agent. You gonna sabotage the Clippers?
He talking about he wasn't.
Yo, why you joking? Why you joking? Trez was one of them double agents from Gundam Wing.
Wait a minute. Hold up, Ben.
Yeah.
Nuke is signed with Clutch.
Who?
Nurkic.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nah, I know that.
He be talking mad shit, but yeah, he signed the Clutch. Yo, did you ever see that clip where Ben Simmons was like, you talk to Nurkic, you talk a whole lot of shit to be ass. Like he said that in a cage.
I saw that shit. That shit was hilarious.
Nurkic do talk a whole lot of shit, but yes, he signed.
Hey, bro, you gotta do something.
He signed the Clutch. There's a lot of guys signed the Clutch, man.
If I was, you know who else signed the Clutch? Chase Young.
Yes, he is. There's a couple. There's a bunch of house. I think J.K. Dobbins is signed the Clutch. I think.
Yep.
Who else? Dwayne Haskins, even though he ain't play no more, but I think he signed the Clutch.
You know who else signed the Clutch? I didn't know actually. Anthony Edwards.
Yes, he is.
Darius Garland,
I
Miles
didn't know
Bridges.
that.
There's a lot of niggas.
A lot of niggas signed the clutch, dog.
Yeah, man. As
Rich
they
Paul
should.
out here winning.
Look, man. Rich Paul just told him, man, if you try to come, if you trying to not worry about your label head being all in the video,
Come to
all
Denver.
on the radio, all on the single,
Here's what Rich Paul told him. Hey,
come to Clutch Sports.
you see LeBron? Yeah,
Right.
he got 4 rings. You see Anthony Davis? I got him out of New Orleans when he had 2 years left on his contract. So
Rich Paul needed to get Alonzo Trier on the team because he on clutch. Dude. Get a nigga on the team, Rich. God damn it.
Slick, this is not all sports. We're moving on now. It's just we spent a lot of time on sports. All right, let's get to nerd shit.
Like
Listen,
we lost so much of them during the pandemic. Just let us enjoy this.
It's been a while since we have to get back on, so and a lot of sports shit happened.
Yeah, but we talked a lot about sports. There wasn't much more. All right, so moving on.
So nerd shit and music and wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. So Spider-Man 3 rumors. I do not think we're getting Spider-Verse. There's actually
I hope not. I hope we're not because we had that already and it was great and we don't need to put humans.
I don't either because that whole rumor was pretty much disavowed pretty quickly.
It was a very elaborate rumor, but it was apparently all.
I mean, a lot of the Marvel ones are pretty elaborate.
That rumor had been floating around since they referenced the other Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse animated movie. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So let's keep it a buck. There are certain limitations that, let's say the Spider-Verse movie had been live action and it was greatly casted and everything worked out. There was no way to properly do Penny do Penny Parker and her robot Spider properly on screen. I mean, you could do great CGI, but it's not going to have the same.
You couldn't have done that.
Or you could switch, a filter onto Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
Kingpin wouldn't have looked as it
wouldn't
have made as much sense that he could kill Spider-Man like that.
Like a Bill Sienkiewicz drawing, like a straight up. Let me take this Bill Sienkiewicz drawing from Frank Miller's "What If Elektra Had Lived" or Daredevil Elektra Love or Love and War. Because that is exactly what Lee Schreiber's Kingpin was. They literally said, hey, instead of doing a thing that so often they do with these comic book movies and be like, well, how can we fix this and put our spin on it? They're like, hey, here's 70 plus years of history that works. When does the Kingpin look super intimidating, like he will beat someone to death with it? I mean, more so than normal, because as the three of us nerd-ass dudes know, Wilson Fisk is not fat. That is muscle. That is muscle, baby.
Yeah.
Despite all that muscle, Spider-Man actually could beat him to death with just one hand if he ever chose. Yeah. But I went on a tangent. Point is, you're saying, Ben, there's no actor you can physically make that imposing.
Yeah.
Have that same gravitas on screen. And like you said, he basically just lost his temper. My wife just said Vincent D'Onofrio. I want him in the MCU. I want him in the MCU.
Yeah, I want him in the MCU.
But I still don't want him just losing his mind and grounding and pounding Spider-Man to death.
I have to disagree with you there.
No, I mean, he did kill a guy with a car door.
I have to disagree with you there, John.
With a car door.
Disagree with you.
He killed a lot of people with his bare hands.
He did. He crushed a man's head. He did.
If any actor's going to pull that off, it's that guy.
Oh, it's got to be Vincent. But my thing is,
he's intense as shit.
You're right. He is intense. Just like my man.
Also,
he plays Punisher. He's very intense too.
No, I'm saying Vincent D'Onofrio is also a very large man.
He is. He's a very large man. But they also showed us that Andrew Garfield catches Bucky's punch and controls his arm and examines his
vibranium arm. This Spider-Man,
cool, robot arm.
This is one of the I think me and Johnny talked about this not too long ago.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that the MCU Spider-Man
not Andrew Garfield,
strong as fuck, and they don't there is no. They've made it very clear that he is very, very, very strong.
This Peter is a superhuman.
Bro, he's
when one of Darkseid, I forgot what the Darkseid do with the giant axe. He's Dwarf Star in the comics, but they call him Cole Obsidian.
Cole Obsidian. Yeah.
When Cole Obsidian tries to hit him with the axe and he just stops it. He stops it with his bare hands. He's like, boom. And he had the conversation with
the grass, but he actually caught it and his arms didn't shatter. He's like, hey,
he's very
pretty
strong. Yeah. He also lifted a building in the first Spider-Man movie. That happens.
He holds a boat. He holds a ferry together as it's collapsing.
Yes.
Yep.
Very strong. Very, very strong. So we'll see what Spider-Man. I mean, Now Jamie Foxx is cast as Electro. That is confirmed.
That's confirmed.
So we'll see.
Like,
we'll see what comes of that.
It's gonna like we jump out the window too much.
I'm not mad
people
at
jumped
like,
clean out the window
at all.
No, we're not gonna have him cross over into the other movies. You could just think that, just like J.K. Simmons is still J. Jonah Jameson because he's really good in the role, and he's gonna do it right. And you have an opportunity to again do the stuff the right way. So
and do a better Electro that makes sense.
Yeah, like his Electro's a really cool and frightening villain.
His motivations in that Andrew Garfield movie didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like, Spider-Man was nice to you, and your response was, "I'm going to kill you now."
The thing about that movie was
like borderline personality disorder. Like it's kind of like signs of that with that character. I don't want to throw that like too hard out there, but he had this like fantasized relation, like this delusional relationship with Spider-Man, and when Spider-Man did not reciprocate that in real life, he went over the deep end, and he was punishing Peter for betraying him in that movie. Like everything about his character made sense. It's just the movie.
No, like I get that. It wasn't portrayed on screen.
It wasn't portrayed in a good way on screen.
They did the obsessive fan thing, but they didn't really go into the psychology of like. Yeah. I get what y'all saying. Like my thing is, like you can make this so easy. Have Jamie Foxx basically be a serious version of motherfucker Jones. Just now he has electric power. Like instead of how when he was acting hard and acting like a real killer, let him actually be that. But now he's not only just like a street hitman. He now has superpowers. And Spider-Man made him go to jail, or he served time and whatever. Work out the details how you got to. But now he's like, I was already a dangerous individual. I just couldn't compete with his power level. Now I can. And
these movies are also still tied to Morbius and possibly Venom. So
yeah,
they're also tied to whatchamacallit.
I mean, they saying that, but do we? I mean,
no, it's tied. It's tied to Morbius.
I know they are, but until it happens in my MCU movies, I don't give none of that.
The Morbius one is tied. Like there's
look, Ben, you're not understanding. I know it is. What I'm saying is, until it affects the movies I'm actually watching, I don't care what Jared Leto was doing with his terrible makeup.
Oh yeah,
go be Morbius over there, nigga.
The Craven movie too.
Yeah, go be Craven over there. That's cool. And if Tom Holland shows up in your
what
movies,
are you gonna do with a Craven movie without? Okay, anyway, I don't care.
Well, you have him fight animal poachers because he's a righteous hunter. He kills for the times that he tries to kill a teenage boy. So yeah, I mean, he had to hunt them.
All right. What about that fantastic Monster Hunter trailer that came up?
That's a thing. That
I hate Mila. What's her name? And her husband. I hate them both.
Mila Jovovich and
Mila Jovovich.
And I hate both of them.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, I hate him.
Anderson.
I hate him. I hate him. I despise. I hate him.
I mean, but Ben,
he made Mortal Kombat.
Just translate the actual lore of Resident Evil to film. That'll never work.
You could have simply done that instead of creating
movies
a superhero, and instead of taking your wife.
We have to make my wife a superhero.
Ben, this man.
Well, you don't.
He made the Fifth Element, Ben. What have you done for humanity?
Actually, he didn't.
He didn't. She did. He wasn't. He had nothing to do with that.
No, Ben. You're thinking. No, Ben. No, he was not. You're thinking of Event Horizon.
That's Jonesy. Jonesy said that. I mean,
wait. Yeah, I did. Wait, he's not Paul. Wait. Who directed the Fifth Element?
No, remember there are two Paul Anderson. This is Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul W.S. Anderson is Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Event Horizon. All these Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, Luke Besson directed the Fifth Element.
Oh, see, he puts her in all his movies, so I just thought it had to be one of his.
Well, that's his wife.
Hey, look, everyone! Here's me being wrong again. My bad, internet. Hey,
yeah, he made that monstrosity Event Horizon.
Like I love my wife.
There was a movie there, and
I agree.
There's a much better movie in there.
I also love the cast, actually.
Right.
I love my wife, but I'm not putting her in a bunch of movies and making her a superhero.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For no reason.
With Event Horizon, the company were like, but you made the movie too horror. But I'm like, that's what you hired me to make a sci-fi horror movie. Let me do that. And they were like, well, but don't. It doesn't have mass appeal.
when your top 3 actors in your '90s sci-fi movie are Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, and just Knight, you gotta make a good movie. You gotta make a good movie. Come on, dog.
I wish, the footage got destroyed, but like just since we brought up this random obscure nerd fact moment here, there actually was footage shot in a version of the movie that was what the original, like what the director's intent was, and like what the cast were like excited about having filmed, and then like the company was like, yeah, but like we need to really like add mass appeal to it, so add a little more action and let's take out some of the horror and let's do less of the philosophy. So they basically like it was almost like some like kind of like how Kojima got like what was the last Metal Gear that Kojima worked on? Ben 5?
5, yeah.
So
like, where they cut out the last third of the game.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, but we're gonna take all of your stuff out that you guys were excited about doing, and we're gonna sell some tickets.
So
like,
basically, what you're
but
saying is that with Event Horizon, they tried to like do Alien 2 without doing Alien 1.
Basically, yes.
That's what
that is a perfect metaphor. If that is a metaphor, right? That's a perfect comparison.
Fun time.
Which is a type of metaphor. Comparison. Anyway.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say the Snyder Cut is adding Jared Leto.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so glad I have access to my homie's HBO Max account because I'm here for all the shenanigans.
So, I mean, I don't have an issue with the Snyder Cut existing. I do find it interesting that this kind of confirms something we all thought, is that most of this doesn't seem like it was done beforehand. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, all they had to do was finish the effects." Clearly, they had to do more than finish the effects.
Yep.
If you're bringing Jared Leto in, you're bringing all these actors back. I don't have a problem with this. Just make your movie, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm interested to see what it looks like.
There's going to be a lot of stuff.
There will be. Deathstroke's in this. Deathstroke's apparently in this too.
I mean, here's the thing. That's kind of his MO. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff on the screen.
Look. As long as it's better than Sucker Punch.
No, I'm just making a critique of him as a director. Like, there's
literally
like,
one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Zack
Snyder,
the
presidential debate is on tonight. That is
like, Zack Snyder is very much, hey, look at all this stuff on the screen.
Well, none of it will be edited this time, apparently. Like, they're just like they basically wrote him up, gave him a blank check, and be like, "Yo, what you were trying to do, make it.
Make your 4-hour Justice League movie with all your stuff on the screen."
Now, in his defense, it's not like Whedon made it any better.
I didn't.
In fact, was also working with somebody else's
probably made it worse.
A whole bunch of notes, man.
I mean, here's the thing. This whole thing was a disaster. This whole thing was a disaster.
That Justice League movie was doomed from the jump.
I mean, yes, but Whedon didn't help.
Listen, the main culprit.
He could only do so much.
Listen, but here's the thing. Whedon wouldn't have had any part to play in this, because you know whose fault it actually is? It's the brass at Warner Brothers. They're where the fault lies here.
Hey, Marvel's movies have like levity and stuff and a safe formula. So I know we hired you to, I guess, make grown-up superhero movies, but now we need you to,
not
do it this way. I don't want to do that. Also, my daughter's dead. Sorry to him. Condolences to him and his family. Hey, Joss Whedon, come in here and Avengers up this movie. Okay, but you still got to work from this like stuff we want to keep that's very super serial.
Yeah, but the stuff that we want to keep that we're not going to explain.
Add unfitting moments of your Joss Whedonness to it.
Let's add some humor for.
That's like being like, yo, we hired Alan Moore to do this comic, right? But then we like, it's too Alan Moore, so we brought in Judd Winnick and was like, hey man, add some of that Judd Winnick humor, or add some of that Jeff Johns,
right?
Whatever the fuck people like about him.
And again, it's like, but again, like that's not fair to either guy. Like you don't ask John Whedon to come in and be Zack Snyder.
You don't ask Zack Snyder to be Joss Whedon. You let either of those guys do what they do best. You put even if I don't like the talent on something, I want them in the best position to fairly succeed based upon their own merit. Like
this is my whole thing. That was always
if they brought Tyler Perry in, I want to see Tyler Perry's vision for the fucking next Avengers movie. If that was to ever happen. Like if they were like, yo, if they were like, Coogler, you gotta go. We need some more mass appeal for this next,
I
I saw you, Rex.
Don't you ever speak that shit.
Don't speak that evil on you. Don't speak that evil on you, Ricky Bobby.
I will assault you in front of your wife. Don't you ever?
Why would you do that?
He says he will assault me in front of my wife.
Why would you say
speaking that
like
evil on him? I was just coming up with examples. Okay, I'll keep Tyler Perry away from Black Panther.
But the main reason. But the main
we got a Falcon Solo movie, and we want Tyler Perry to add a little fun to it.
You know what?
I don't want to watch that, but you know what? Hey, okay.
I mean, but this is one of the reasons
let him make his movie.
I never shit on Zack Snyder specifically because even though I'm not the biggest fan of his movies, let the man make the movie he was gonna make. Like, don't take him off halfway through. Yeah, don't take him off halfway through. You had him make. You had him make this trilogy, but you were like, yeah, but halfway through the end of it. Fuck your vision because
we decided it was a bad business move for us to let you do the thing we hired you to do.
The worst thing that happened was that Batman versus Superman didn't do the money they thought it was going to do. That was the death knell of Justice League.
But here's the thing. If that is the case, you make the decision to take him off Justice League before you start making it.
Exactly.
Like the moment you Batman versus Superman. Didn't they make them like at the same time? I want to say they made them like at the same time.
I think they were shooting both concurrently at the same time. So decision was already made, basically.
There's nothing wrong with changing course if you just make the decision to change course.
Don't get halfway through the movie, be like, yo, we don't actually like this. Most of it, but we want to keep 70% of it.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, you let him be the one that gets the shit on. Because you're like, oh, it was all his ideas, but y'all, this isn't his ideas. These are parts of his ideas.
They really didn't do that because they were like they touted bringing Whedon in and going in a different direction.
But what I'm saying is like this wasn't a Snyder movie at this point. This was parts of a Snyder movie.
It was a it was a Frankenstein movie.
It was a Frankenstein movie.
David Ayer directed everything in Suicide Squad, and he wanted to do an actual darker Suicide Squad movie. Exactly. Either version of that movie could have worked. The only reason they went with more levity and more quote unquote Guardians of the Galaxy style humor in it is because the trailer company cut it up to look that way. And then people responded positively to the trailer and they were like, yo, we got to go do reshoots. We got to switch the story around. Whereas I get it. Of course, that wouldn't be the first time that a trailer didn't represent the actual film.
Exactly.
I understand from a business standpoint, their thing where they're like, man, if a freaking raccoon with a space machine gun can do billions, we have to go that same direction. We tried being the opposite of them and it's not working, and people responded well to this, so we got to do this. But if they did that,
if that is the course the course you were going to take, you should have stayed that course.
But my thing has been, even if you want to change courses, is based on the positive reaction they got to the more upbeat trailer, you stop, you reshoot. You delay that movie.
But my thing about it, what you were just saying, John, but that's the difference between what we got going on here. Because like you got listen, both these companies want to make as much money as they can make. The difference is that the guy who's running it, he's gonna give his notes, but he lets his guys pretty much have their creative vision.
To a degree.
Here's another thing. But
a lot of the writers have walked away from Marvel based upon. But the thing is,
no.
Feige ain't missed yet. But Feige
is. I'm saying. Okay. That's what I said. They're gonna give you just like with Marvel Comics, they're gonna give you the parameters to work. Now you can choose not to, but if you do choose to, they're going to let you pretty much have your vision as long as you are in the.
They tell you, okay, this is where this has to fit storyline wise.
Boom.
This is sort of the tone you want to hit.
Yeah.
Right.
But they'll let you have a lot of room within there. DC was like, we don't really know what we're doing.
And I think they learned the hard way with that though, because Patty Jenkins' Thor: The Dark World was not the movie that we got, because that is she left the project because she was like, no, this is not what I want to do.
Civil War wasn't necessarily the original movie. Like they reshot that a lot. Like, but
and it worked. And to me, that's like the best Cap movie they've done.
Yeah, but like
one of the best Avengers movies too. Basically, that was better than the actual second Avengers movie.
Yes, it was. But like there was an overarching vision.
Right.
DC didn't have that vision. So you put Zack Snyder out there to make your mainstay movies.
Didn't have an end game for anything.
Yeah, you put Zack Snyder out there to make your mainstay.
Was compete with Marvel and make billions as well.
Exactly.
They had an end game. They had no game plan to get there. It's like
here's my thing.
Everybody
Right?
beginning of the season is like, let's win a championship.
They also
some
had
motherfuckers actually do the work to get one.
They also didn't have a game plan. They've actually been through like 3 heads in like what 5 years? Yeah.
And also here's my thing, right? You get Zack Snyder and you tell him our 3 mainstays, you gonna make them.
Yeah.
You gotta stay. Once you get to that 3rd one, you have to stay the course. Like you can't in the middle of the 3rd movie be like, hey, oops. Like like at that point you're done. At that point, whatever he's trying to make, you go ahead and make it, and then and whatever happens at that point. Because you're gonna make your couple billion. You're gonna make billion, like you're gonna make your money. If people didn't like it, people didn't like it. But cutting him off at the legs and then bringing Joss Whedon in and be like, hey, funny this up. Because like the tone of that movie doesn't even make sense.
At the legs too, because he actually left because he was dealing with his family's loss.
I mean,
so at a certain point, there was some tension going into it, but like it wasn't so much that they were like, because he was already willingly making the compromises, adding the jokes, doing certain things already. They hired Whedon to lean into that further when he walked away completely because they shut down production. They were like, yo, okay, I need some time to just be with my wife and my family. And he was at a certain point, he just hit the back. They went to check in when they didn't hear from him. He was like, man, I can't do this anymore. And then they were like, oh, like, I don't think they were so much sad. I'm sure they were like, oh, well, we're sorry to hear that, Zach. And get Whedon on the phone. He's done with Marvel. He hates them. Get Whedon on the phone.
We got to have the love, the happiness and liberty or whatever that stupid shit Superman said. Oh, God.
That was a horrible one.
That movie was so
intro,
bad.
There are things that I liked. Like the scene where he's like, when he first like wakes up and he's like in berserker mode and then he sees Batman.
I like
he goes
that.
Even further, he's like, you didn't want me to live. You won't let me die. He said basically they wouldn't let Superman drop an F-bomb, but I just felt like he would.
I mean,
there were parts of that movie that were.
Yeah, there were things in there that worked.
I mean, John, that's a John Whedon line if there ever was one.
I mean, we've all read. All 3 of us have read Astonishing X-Men. We know what we're like Buffy and Firefly fans.
I'm watching Buffy.
I'd much rather have gotten Black Suit Superman. Like we're getting that now, but I'd much rather have gotten Black.
Oh yes, I need Superman full mullet with a gun because he doesn't have all his solar powers back.
It doesn't look like he's going to get the gun, but he's going to.
He's not going to get the gun, but like hey, just because we're bringing the Joker in, which is because they give you millions of dollars to just do what you want to do. Put him in a Superman Hunter Prey costume with the New God's laser sword.
Nah,
we're fighting Darkseid.
He's going to have his mullet.
We're fighting Darkseid. Might as well give him the Hunter Prey costume.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this next DC villain movie? Because you need to get ready. It's coming.
What DC villain movie?
Whichever one they're going to shoot to make their next $1 billion. To get
so I've seen Joker.
Are you talking about Suicide Squad? Oh, I did. You know what? I still have not watched that Joker movie. I'm just going to say
it's an incel propaganda film.
Yeah, nothing about it appealed to me.
It's an incel propaganda film,
particularly as an African American.
It's an incel propaganda film. Like it is 100%. Woe is me. I'm an incel.
The embittered, embattled, disenfranchised white man.
Like
that's literally what it is.
Like I watched it and I tried to go into it with an open mind, but then
you live in a society. The society
you get to the Zazie Beetz stuff, and I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh, this motherfucker. Y'all really wrote this? Like y'all wrote this.
Me and Stacey got into as far as because we actually tried to watch it. We
feel sorry for him, Ben. He's got mental issues.
No, I don't feel sorry for him. You're an incel. You are a bad person. Like it doesn't matter.
We got to when Zazie Beetz appeared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter necessarily to me. Like, yes, he has mental issues. Yes, he was downtrodden. But he was also a bad fucking person. He
also chose to do the thing that he did.
Yeah, he chose. He was aware these things were wrong, and he was like,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do them. Like it doesn't matter.
Like, hey, because it's funny. Like they basically did he did these things, but hey, look at these rich people. Don't you hate those rich people?
No, actually, no. Murderer. I hate the murderer.
Like that's why I affront anybody who tries to tell me the intellectual merit of this movie. Like, no, fuck. Stop.
I don't relate to incels. I don't relate to that.
I know the merit of it exists because it draws from films. I'm gonna be polite and say it is a homage to films that do have merit, very much so.
Well, like Taxi Driver and The Comedian.
Yes, Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy. Which the thing is, I could just go watch either of those, Taylor, and not deal with this bullshit. I get it.
He's making a Martin Scorsese tribute film with a Joker skin.
I go watch Falling Down and get the same. At least Falling Down is honest about what it is. I loved that movie as a kid, even though
this shit was embarrassing, dog. Like I watched the movie and like I was like, this is fucking stupid.
The movie is a waste of actual really good technical shit. It's a waste of the technical shit they have.
And Joaquin Phoenix does an excellent job being the movie a character I despise.
It has a great cast. It has great people behind it. The director has the audacity to pretend he's fucking Fellini when you made your name making Hangover.
You made the fucking Hangover movie. You had a whole fucking movie about girl boys.
Yeah, and
that was a whole second movie. That was about a running joke about lady boys. Like, don't come to me about
you got the nerve to criticize comic fans.
Can't make comedy now. Oh, comic fans are so stupid. You had a movie where 45 minutes of it were dedicated to one of the characters not knowing he had sex with a lady boy in Thailand.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
You're the last
you don't have room. You don't have room.
You don't get to play the intellectual high ground card.
No, because you had jokes about a small Asian man popping out of a fucking trunk for 3 straight movies. Yep. Shut the fuck up. Like, you don't have room to say nothing to nobody. Like, what the fuck you talking about, bro?
Alison Bechdel's Funny Home comic is more intellectually and emotionally complex than anything you've directed, Joker included. So when you say comic, you're really limiting it to, by the way, but you still want these comic fans money because you're doing this. Well, basically, he said, I want to do a movie about a man that was broken by society, but I had to compromise and make a Joker movie so that I could get the budget for it.
Exactly. That's the only way he got the movie made at all, because he put a Joker skin on it. That's the only way he was ever going to get this movie made.
It's almost as if you could have taken your script to Netflix and made the same sad white man movie like so many other people
I was
do
very
with their projects.
I was just annoyed. Like, I got so annoyed with the Zazie Beetz stuff. It's just like, you put this black woman in here to murder. Like, that's what you put her in this movie to do.
Yes.
I've never been turned off from a movie by its creator to this extent.
Oh, me neither.
You know what I mean?
Like, the more he talked about it, the more I was like, man, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, anytime he would open his mouth,
I was interested in seeing it.
I was.
When the trailer came out,
saying stuff.
Yeah, when the trailer came out, Taylor, I think off the top, you were like, "Man, I'm good. I already know what it's about to be." But I was like, "I'm gonna keep an open mind." And then he just kept talking and talking. And when those first rounds, anytime there was any positive review from a major outlet, he would talk some more. When there was a negative review from a major outlet, he would talk some more and attack that outlet and attack fans and attack our intelligence as a general movie audience, because Marvel movies dulled our brain to where we can't deal with complex concepts. I'm like, nigga, you didn't make Schindler's List. All you did was, nigga, you really just did what Brian Azzarello did when he made his Joker original graphic novel. Edgelord it up.
Yep.
Shut up.
Like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, Jason Phillips. Who is it? Phillips?
Well,
Phillips, somebody.
Todd Phillips.
He might be Thomas Wayne's illegitimate son.
Man, fuck that.
I don't give a
fuck. What a twist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are making a Joker too, which I don't understand how the fuck you do that.
I mean, look,
because that Joker wasn't the real Joker.
The people that like it are going to watch it, and I hope they enjoy their experience.
So, yeah, the end of the movie it does kind of present the idea that he might have not been the Joker.
He's not the real Joker. He's going to be the inspiration for the real Joker.
But guess what? I don't care.
Nope.
Hey, I don't like P.
You know what?
Valley,
I would have much rather them do more with Jared Leto's Joker than this.
I have a compromise, or maybe we just let like Matt Reeves have Joaquin Phoenix and not Todd Phillips.
I wonder what joke. Well, I don't know.
We don't want to confuse audiences. We know how notoriously stupid audiences are.
I'm not saying not after, but I'm saying I wonder they just would have let him have him.
Hey, according to Jason Phillips or whoever the fuck the dude director,
Todd
Phillips. Oh no, my Joker is too serious to cross over with Batman. Even though my fucking movie wouldn't fucking exist if it wasn't for fucking Batman.
You just watched this Batman trailer just now?
Like fuck you. Like fuck everything you stand for. Fuck you.
What movie would he have had without them first putting it through the filter of the Joker? Because we already, again, you could try to redo a Taxi Driver style movie, but anyone in Hollywood with any amount of brain cells are going to be like, yeah, that's Taxi Driver. And you don't have a De Niro.
Yeah, like
then it's going to be like, hey.
Well, he had De Niro. He just shot him in the face.
Yeah, but like my thing is like, I mean, as his lead actor to do everything in the movie, he doesn't have that.
That he'd just be a hack then. Oh wait, he's already a hack.
Yeah. I mean, and it like okay, let's say his Robert De Niro was going to be Adrian Brody or whoever, right? That's not going to be. I mean, yeah, because if I want to see those movies that are better than yours, I would just go watch those movies that are better than yours.
Boom. Exactly.
The only draw your movie had was that it's a Joker movie, divorced from Batman.
And I don't even
popular IP.
I don't even know what like other villain movie they could do.
Oh, like, they could do a whole bunch of them. But
imagine a movie about Ned Leeds taking the role of the white dude in Last King of Scotland and the super villain he's sitting around with it and doing all that shit with is Dr. Doom. But then imagine the director of that. I'm saying like if Marvel did the equivalent, or if Marvel had an equivalent movie of this, so you would do the Last King of Scotland, except it's with Dr. Doom, and then the director decides, okay, the goal to be like, well, I want to do this deep movie about the nature of power and society giving itself to dictators, but they wouldn't let me, Disney or whoever.
I mean, that might actually be interesting about Dr. Doom.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but like my thing is like, we might get a great trailer and like it, but then this damn director just comes out and is like, all these people who like Marvel movies are cowards and conformists and are fucking stupid. And it's like, yeah, what did this dude direct before that? He directed that food movie where the hot dogs have sex.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all can't see it, but my wife is looking at me like the fuck.
You know exactly the next movie they would make. They would make. Let's make the Two-Face movie.
But Two-Face only works with. Never mind. I don't care. I don't care. Harvey Dent doesn't work without first Batman like that.
Well, he works with the mob because his origin.
Yeah, but how do you get the Two-Face without Batman?
Because the mob, he was attacked by Rupert Thorne or one of the Falcones or Carmine Falcone.
But that was all during Batman. Like that was all. I get everything you're saying. Under the guise of Batman.
You could
actually get there.
Yeah, you could definitely get
Harvey
there.
Dent is a crusading DA who's taking it to the mob without fear.
With you, Ben.
And then the mob retaliates to make him a symbol.
We also already saw that in the movie. We also 100% saw that in the movie.
Yeah, of course. My man, who played Harvey in Dark Knight, did that version of Harvey Dent. Like, Venom next time you try to assassinate me, buy American. Like,
so Slick said Venom didn't work without Spider-Man, and they still made that terrible movie. Yeah, I mean,
a lot of things made that a terrible movie. None of those things were Tom Hardy.
Yeah, no, Tom Hardy did his best
with a terrible accent, which made it even better.
Listen, he did his best, but he almost did it to the detriment of the movie. To damn near, like goddamn,
he did.
Hold on, I'm just a newsman here. What about the First Amendment, eh?
Oh Lord,
he did the best he could.
But like he was by far because everything else in that movie is really like.
I'm just trying to eat a lobster over here. That's such a weird. I got a parasite. It's very hungry. I got some worms over here.
It's a very strangely written and very strangely. That should have been rated R, but it wasn't. It's just strange.
Man. I feel like it had Riot in it. No, come on, bro. Yeah,
nobody give a fuck about Riot.
It should have been rated R.
We can see Lasher and Scream in the sequel. Remember those toys?
Literally nobody else in that movie actually matters at all. Like at all.
But Taylor, it broke the color line. We had our first Indian antagonist in a superhero movie.
And he didn't matter one bit.
And he eventually just put on the riot suit and got killed.
dude, they had.
But he was there, bro. Progress.
And they could have saved it all by doing, if they're doing a sequel, doing a better job of hinting at Carnage than just showing
like
dude with the bad red wig. It's gonna be Carnage. Like, oh come on.
Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy is amazing casting.
It is. But
okay, there's only one nigga better. You should have got Walton Goggins, but you should have got Walt Goggins because
he looks like Cletus.
Although Cletus is actually like he's not like a southern like backwoods shit kicker. He's actually from like upstate New York, but I don't even care. He needs to be like some fucking southern kick ass sociopath.
The British redheaded guy. I think he should have played fucking Cletus.
I know you're talking about.
The dude that played Cassidy. Cassidy and the Preacher, or who are you talking about?
Oh, he'd be great too.
He would have been fantastic.
He's from the Losers. He would be amazing as oh my god.
But see,
I want that. Now,
quit
making me want things I can't have.
I don't even mind Woody Harrelson being Carnage. I don't even mind him doing a sequel with Carnage. My issue was how you hinted at it. Like you could have done a far better job of setting it up than doing some stupid "it's gonna be Carnage" with that bad wig. All you had to say, you could have shown
Tyler Perry wig.
You could have shown fucking, because we talked about this after we saw the movie. You could have shown like a file or something that said Cletus Cassidy,
pretty much
something, or and then like a vial with a red symbiote in it, and it just oozes up to make the Carnage skull. That's it. That's all you need to do.
I just can't get over the fact that like you have two like you have like Michelle Williams and Riz Ahmed in your movie, and they don't like matter at all in the movie.
They did.
Like that shit would just.
Well, Riz Ahmed is dead, so.
Riz Ahmed in your movie, you just said nah.
Anyway, that what else we got in nerd shit? Because this show's long.
Basketball took up a lot. I ain't gonna.
All right, so at this current anime season, some recs, some picks, some things. You know,
I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm definitely watching that. It's a shonen ass shonen. This is your new shonen ass shonen for you basic cowards who can't watch slice of life or sci-fi anime or seinen period. So there you go. You're welcome. Uncle Jonesy's giving you something your little brains can handle.
Oh, okay.
I'm the heel announcer, Ben.
Wait, why did Taylor drop out? Taylor just dropped out. Oh shit.
Oh no. He'll be back. They always come back.
I haven't watched Burn the Witch yet, Slick. I'll probably watch it tomorrow because I'm off.
I have watched Burn the Witch and I enjoyed it very much. I think it's an interesting twist on the Bleach lore. I think it's close. If you read the manga and actually watch the series to when they stop doing it, you will get the connections. But it's you can literally jump in this. If you've never watched Bleach, you can jump into Burn the Witch and enjoy it because
I do like how the way the title is written, like they've bloodied up the letters Bleach. Yes. They've bloodied up the letters for Bleach. So yeah, I'll get around to watching that. I watched the first episode of the Half Demon Princesses or whatever.
Yup, yeah, the Inuyasha sequel.
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
I watched every episode. It is what it is.
I think I watched the first two
for what it is.
Did I watch the first two? No, I watched the first episode because the first episode was about
Inuyasha. They're on episode 3 now, I want to say.
Yeah.
I like it for what it is. It's
people like it.
Yeah.
That's fine. They found an excuse to make them go to the future, and
you're not big on Inuyasha, and I understand why.
No, I don't hate Inuyasha. It wasn't my thing.
Big. Neither of us do. Me and Taylor watched it more than you, but we also realized, this is not going to end and like not in a satisfying way, at least. So I just read the manga at a certain point. I was like, you know what? I am tired of Naraku not being dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a horrible show. It's just not my bag. But
IWGP. Ikebukuro Westgate Park. If you like Durarara or Tonkatsu no ramens, I want to say.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
That's really great too. If y'all haven't watched that, watch that. And like Banana Fish, basically, if you like Japanese kind of like gang crime shows, this one's really dope. It's more like Ikebukuro. It's more like not Ikebukuro, but more like Durarara, because you have basically a positive gang, and they're dealing with
positive gang.
I mean, it's literally a color. I mean,
positive.
The first thing, yeah, you saw the first thing with them. Them niggas clicking, clacking. They was wilding, bro.
We're positive Crips.
They was deep. They were deep. We're here to make sure you get scholarships to become productive members so that you can employ future members at your banks that you own. They was Nipsey and for real.
Yeah. So we the God High School ended.
Oh yes, God of High School.
Without ending,
we gotta talk about that beautiful ridiculousness.
Without spoiling too much, Sephiroth showed up.
Yep.
And then a monkey god showed up without spoiling anything else. Just watch it. Look,
I don't want to hear anything about y'all's damn Dragon Ball Super.
This was ridiculous.
If you want stupid fights and violence, just beautifully illustrated, ridiculous,
stupid fights. The fights are dumb.
If you want Baki level shonen fights with awesome character design and just the weirdness of something like Ben, help me out here. It's like 20 shows are going through my head right now.
Awareness of
no fuck that. If you could imagine if Grant Morrison wrote Mortal Kombat and then like filtered it through like Capcom's rival schools games from the 90s, that is what this show is.
Yeah, with some Asian mythology.
Yup, just like, yo, hey, here's these high schoolers in a martial arts tournament.
And it just escalates.
That has the hand of God come down and smash an eye.
It just escalates.
First episode.
Escalates in ways they're like, huh?
What, huh?
From episode 1 to episode 3 is a power escalation that makes no sense.
It's like going from Jotaro stand to Giorno stand, but in a span of 3 episodes. Like, hey, I can control time with Star Platinum. Yeah, but like I can control time, reality, and space with my, sexy flexy Prince stand. Like, word.
Like what?
And then some guy comes after that guy and is like, I actually am the guy that's drawing this show. What?
Yeah.
Then some dude who's real like beats him up in an MMA cage. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
In the most, it is stupid in the best way possible.
Slick points out they skipped a bunch of story. They did.
Oh yeah, they did.
But also,
there was a lot of webtoons to animate.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them. And also like,
they got the gist of it. They gave us what we needed. Slick.
I realized it because I read some of the webtoon and I realized they skipped over some stuff, and then I was like, but I don't know if I care about any of this information. Yeah. So there's a lot of exposition they skip over. There's a lot of
Taylor just hit me up. He's trying to plug. I'm telling him to plug back in.
Okay, he can plug back in. He hit us.
He's like, what? He's like, what happened? I'm like,
we never left.
Yeah, we right shit. We in shit.
Yeah, so that's got high school. Jujutsu Kaisen, really liking it. So
watch Jujutsu Kaisen. It's fun. It's very much a shonen. Shonen. It's a shonen. Shonen. I guess one of my recommends is not a. I guess it's a blend of like a shonen. It's called Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Koro and ni are separate words. Nah, that's not. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We gotta get to that. But that's just for like shits and giggles, schadenfreude. But this show is actually interesting. Now your first reaction is going to be, but I already saw Boku no Hero Academia. Oh no, My Hero Academia. It's like, I already saw that. Watch till the end of the first episode. It is not that at all. It shifts. The way things go left on you, you will appreciate it. I don't want to give too much away. I'm just going to say it's about young heroes at a school training to fight, quote unquote, the enemies of humanity. And you see visualizations of these enemies of humanity, and they're like shown to be, monsters or aliens. They look a lot like the monsters from One Punch Man. So you're automatically going to be like, man, this is pretty derivative or this or that. But when you get to the final like minute and a half of the first episode, you're going to be like, oh, wow, okay. This is not at all what I thought was going down. I really can't talk about what happens. Sometimes, on the show, we'll talk about plot points and try not to give away spoilers. I literally can't give you what goes down in the show without spoiling anything. So just
oh shit, Taylor's back. Okay.
Trust me, it is not what you think it is. It's gonna pay off. In the first episode, it pays off. And once you see the end of the first episode, you will appreciate going forward. You'll understand the real actual premise and setup of the show going forward.
Yeah. So do that.
Akudama Drive. Did we talk about? Oh, we didn't talk about that yet.
Akudama Drive is just a stupid cyberpunk anime. I have no idea what's going on. They haven't explained really nothing.
Yeah,
they ain't explained nothing. There's no idea. I have no idea why this robot cat wants to steal a safe. I have no idea why she put bombs on people's necks. Because they ain't explained that. She has yet to explain.
Suicide Squad, like
she has yet to explain why she did that. Like there ain't nothing explained, but it looks cool.
Yep, it looks really good. The characters are basically kind of types. You know, like
yes, you got the
badass loner, you got the berserker brawler dude, you got the nerdy.
Akudama Drive right now, right?
Yeah, we're talking about
Akudama Drive. Yep, which I actually have sitting waiting for me to finish later tonight because I'm all in on the show.
I want to watch Moriarty the Patriot. I want to see what that shit is.
I've been watching Moriarty the Patriot, and boy, oh boy, it's like it's Sherlock. If Sherlock was told from the perspective of Moriarty, basically.
Got you.
Oh, and how do you make Moriarty your protagonist? Well, you basically explore how effed up and socially stratified post-industrial, Britain was, particularly London.
Wait. This is that Moriarty? Like
yes, it's that Moriarty. Like at a certain point,
is he the bad guy?
No, he's our protagonist. He's our protagonist, but like it's when you look at it, you also see eventually Sherlock and Holmes will be dealing with him. They'll probably be hired by this doesn't give anything away. Long story short, Moriarty is like the Punisher for the excesses and the amorality of the nobility in the show. So he's basically being like, yo, you exploit the impoverished, you pimp women, you pimp young boys, you pimp young girls, you exploit labor, you do this, you do that. And also the crimes that Sherlock is trying to solve, like I ain't gonna reference a bunch of Sherlock shit, but like those crimes that are happening in the books, a lot of his victims is looking like they're gonna come from it's in the mailbox. Like Moriarty is the reason that the stuff happens in those Sherlock crimes that he's solving for the rich people. But the secret is that Moriarty knows, like, yeah, you have a meatpacking company, but you actually kidnap orphans and grind them into food and package them as sausage and sell it to people. So now I'm going to like F you up with my genius intellect.
Okay, I'm gonna watch
that. Moriarty the Patriot. I'm glad you brought it up because I almost forgot about it.
Also, like
I try to watch the first episode of most of the stuff that comes out, unless it just looks like I'm a grown man. I'm trying to watch the third mediocre Magical Girl series.
Yes, you are.
Like listeners,
am I Ben?
I want Magical Girl Spec Ops. I want more Magical Girl.
I'm watching all the Magical Girl Spec Ops. I'm not watching the random Magical Girls where they like ride dinosaurs and sing about friendship.
He's not watching High School DxD season a million. Like
don't do that. Why would you do that?
That show, I read a bit of the manga when it was coming out, and you know what? It has a right to exist. It's not.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Sure it does. Look, I love High School. I love High School of the Dead because it knows
High School of the Dead is high class art, sir.
High class smut.
There's a place for that.
Also, listeners, if you haven't already peeped The Great Pretender on Netflix, please do something.
Great Pretender definitely.
Season 2 is going to be in November, or come out on Netflix in November. It's probably already out.
I'm gonna find the name of that anime rap battle show too. Yes, that is a thing. You need to watch it.
What's the English dub gonna sound like when it comes
to ridiculous?
Listen. If they had any money, they'd hire a bunch of internet rappers to come fucking do that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, Chica has writing credits on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like in the second episode, they use some of her lyrics. At the end of each episode, they put the English MCs that wrote the lyrics for the show, and Chica's like, "Yo, she getting her checks, bro." So hey, support the black woman. Stream that shit, bro. We uplift black women on Black is the New Black.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they write weird anime raps, especially when they write weird anime raps.
I knew you were gonna come back to this shit.
For boy bands and shit.
I think that's it for nerd shit. That's pretty much. Really for nerd shit.
I mean, DC's doing a thing. Oh, there's going to be a black Batman. That's been confirmed. There's going to be Luke Fox is going to be Batman.
Also, here's the thing. One thing I do agree with here is like
he is.
Like you're doing a black Batman, but you're covering his whole face in the art.
which in world makes sense because
you don't want them to know it's not Bruce.
You don't want them to know it's not
Sure.
the Batman who's like intimidating them or
No,
doing
I agree
Batman
with you, but
things.
just from a marketing standpoint,
I get
like,
that. Yep.
It's like what's the point then?
Yeah,
we'll
see.
Do you really want to deal with all the angry rando whiteys that are?
You're gonna have to deal with them anyway. They're probably mad right now.
Also, that Batman is clearly like that Batman is Lucius Fox's other son. That's clearly who it is.
Well, one of his sons is already.
It could be.
Luke is Batwing.
Yeah, not Luke.
Or was Batwing.
No, not him.
What he's saying is that son. It could be. Isn't it Tommy or not?
Ain't nobody seen Tom. I don't even remember Tommy Fox existed.
No. They brought it back. Yeah, they brought it back. That's the twist for those of us that think.
I mean, it could just. I mean, it made more sense if it's just Luke Fox. He was already Batwing.
But that's why it's not going to be Luke. That's why it's not going to be him.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. So moving on to hip hop.
No shit. Just warning. Not trigger warning. Hey, fat man. Talking to my son. All right. That Hellstrom series that's out on Hulu. Mm-hmm. Normally, I'm not the guy to do this. I'm usually the one of the three of us to be like, well, we got to watch it and give it a chance. No. I'm breaking that rule. As someone who very much enjoys the character of Hellstrom, son of Satan, I saw the trailer.
It has nothing to do with Hellstrom, son of Satan.
That is not Hellstrom and Satana. Thank you, Ben. I don't know who these niggas are that they're trying to tell you.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, I don't see Hellstrom. I don't see Hellstrom at all.
Hellstrom series as that Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves was a Hellblazer movie, as that Lucifer series with him being a cop, and that is not Neil Gaiman or Mike Carey's Lucifer. Like,
you're not doing Neil Gaiman on Fox. That's what you're not.
That Lucifer series, if you just ignore that it's based on a comic, is not horrible.
Very much.
But the thing is,
it's a mindless procedural, but it's not.
And that's how they marketed it.
The only reason to watch Lucifer is just for Lucifer.
Yeah, he's very good on there. Anel likes the show. Cool. He is very good.
My wife watches it, but like my point, bring back to Hellstrom, like you said, Ben. I don't know who these characters. This is not Hellstrom and Satana. This is not Damon Hellstrom or Satana.
Yeah, like I saw the trailer. I was like, so which one of these people is supposed to be Damon Hellstrom?
Right,
like none of these people are Damon Hellstrom. So
Dragon's Dogma is not good.
I knew that
from that as well. I watched the first episode.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to see that cheap Berserk 2016 animation. But I was like, I'm going to try to work through my personal, because I'm
the only anime that's really pulled that off is Dodorhedra.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they don't rely on it too much.
They still do hand art too on that show.
Yeah, they do. I don't know. Just don't watch those.
Try to trick you into thinking they're doing hand art shit.
Moving on to hip hop, we got a bunch of albums that came out in the last. And Taylor dropped out again. I don't know Taylor. I don't know what the fuck Taylor's doing. But he dropped out again. We got a bunch of albums. We got Benny the Butcher, Burden of Proof, came out last week. Shit slaps. Okay. Everybody's gone. I think I'm the only one here.
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Your mic was showing it was muted. Okay.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm muted for a second. Yeah, Taylor said his phone's acting up.
Tell him to come back if he can before.
Yeah, we still here.
Yeah. But Burden of Proof, I really like it.
It's great. I mean, I know I said it every time there's a Griselda release, so I'm probably gonna come off like a stand to people that know me in my personal life. But when they stop hitting, I'll call them on it.
I will say I didn't like the West Side Gun album as much as I've liked some other stuff. The Pray for Paris I really, really liked. Where the Sun Shines or whatever what's it called. Your shit is showing it's muted again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The latest album he had, if you're talking to Jonesy, your mic is muted, dog.
Yeah, I muted it on purpose. You talking about who makes the sunshine?
Yeah, who makes the sunshine? Didn't.
I don't like it as much as Pray for Paris, but like, also I liked it more than what was the one See, they dropped so much stuff. What was
They
the
do.
one he had that was it had the he was wearing the 3/4 length Fendi coat on it. Hitler was
Man.
Hermes 6, or was that it?
I think it's Hitler wears Hermes 6.
Just projects after
Hitler wears Hermes 7.
7. That's it. Yeah.
Or is it
As
Fly
much
God is an awesome God too?
Fly God is awesome God 2 is also better than this one.
Yes.
So, but like again, that's kind of like not so much splitting hairs as it's kind of splitting hairs because like I understand why you dislike certain songs on there, like totally.
I don't hate anything on it. It's just the one I'm not going to revisit.
Yeah.
Like everything else,
it draw you in. I've been replaying it because it grabbed me immediately. But again, like I said, I completely understand why this current West Side album for you was like, you know.
Yeah, it was a take it or leave it release for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what did you think of the latest Asher Bronson for Dolphins Only?
I haven't got a chance to listen to that. I completely forgot it came out.
So much stuff drops now that I kind of missed it. I guess
like I knew it was coming out.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
but if you're kind of over Action Bronson's general, I hate to say shtick, it's not gonna like he doesn't do anything he hasn't done before on it for you. So if you're not already sold on Action Bronson's steez or his formula, it's not gonna really do the thing for you.
I'll check it out.
Else that we might have fallen through the cracks. So I'm just looking at like my most recent played stuff. Yo, the Spillage Village Spilligion album. I don't want that to slip through the cracks in our conversation. Yes, it is. Yes, I mean, of course, Baptized being the the lead single. I think if you're into them, you've heard that already. But there's just so many. The religious over and undertones and exploration of the album really gives it a lot of replay value and strength. And those features, man, that I don't know if they're features or if they're also members of Spillage Village, because
I don't know exactly who the members of Spillage Village are.
Right,
outside of Earth Gang.
I know Earth Gang. I know Earth Gang, Jid. I know that your boy Quentin Miller is definitely a member too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to my knowledge, he was.
I didn't know Quentin Miller was.
I could be wrong. But I know to a certain point he, in a certain point he was all over their stuff back in the day. With their older projects. So I just assumed, I could be wrong. Again, if somebody, you in the comments or the chat, please let me know. But Quentin Miller's a very talented dude. So, hey, I know he associates with him. So like, I'm looking at the album copy on my YouTube Music, and it has a lot of features. So like featuring Jordan Bryant, featuring, Benji and Jordan Bryant, featuring Jordan Bryant, Mariba and Hollywood JB. And I don't know if that, because sometimes when they have like big crews and you haven't had like a solo or an individual project, they put the feature next to your name to highlight you. So I don't know if that means they're members of the group that they're highlighting or if they're, completely separate entities. But definitely check out that Spilligion album. Nas, did we talk about Nas King's Disease last time we did it?
I don't remember us doing it. It's okay. I didn't. It's one of the better Nas albums.
Last couple Nas projects, like King's Disease was.
Hit Boy's production was amazing though. Hit Boy has been on a run.
Hit Boy was on point all the way on that project. My thing with the Nas album, I guess, is like there was just some awkward features that didn't do. The younger artists really didn't bring anything, and I get from a business standpoint why they were on a Nas album or why he had them in there. But man,
it was strange.
Very. Like I didn't need them there. Savage Mode 2, 21 Savage. That's also one of the
really fuck with that.
I enjoyed that immensely. Black Thought, Stream of Thought, Volume 3 is out.
Man, I still haven't got a chance. Yeah, I haven't got a chance.
That's the thing. Like this, so just a larger conversation about music, period, right? We often talk about this amongst ourselves, but I see all the time, particularly from fans of a certain age, saying that there's no music out, there's no good music out, there's blah blah blah. I turn on the radio, much. I'm like, why? Yeah, right. Like for me, it's a too much type of thing. There's albums in my joint, like these aren't super popular names, but like I still haven't listened to the last Larry June and Stalley projects that came out weeks ago because I'm still working my way and giving stuff like there's a whole new Smoke DZA album who I like DZA personally.
Shit, I forgot that came out.
Yeah, that Giveon, who like made his name, doing like
I fuck with that Giveon.
Right. When it's all said and done, I downloaded that, but I didn't get to listen to it yet. If you like a boom bap hippity hop month, Marco Polo got a new album that came out like week before last or last week. Like I don't understand this whole, we ain't talking about from king to a god. Like Conway out here killing it. There's so much good music out here. Like there's so much good music out here, and y'all have time to complain about what you're not hearing or where you're not hearing it.
Just look. And if you, it's out there, man. Just
pay for. If you already paying for a streaming service, you definitely have no excuse because the algorithm is going to send you stuff it thinks you're interested in anyway.
Exactly.
If your whole measure is the radio don't have balance, who listens to the radio?
I haven't listened to the radio on purpose and like a decade.
On purpose. Like if my aux cable or my Bluetooth is working, I'm not listening to the radio. And even then, I keep CDs in my car just in case.
I'll put headphones on. I will put headphones on and drive with a headphone in before I listen to the radio. Like I just don't do the radio.
I see people do that all the time. Like my thing is, if you, especially with hip hop or R&B. So I guess, I'm really talking to like black people. If you want to complain about where music is now and you don't engage with music,
that's more a you problem than anybody else.
Yeah, that's on you.
Like, there's enough music, no matter what you like, there is something out there.
There is an artist. Well, the artist I like ain't on the radio. I'm sorry. How old are you? Because that's the first thing I'm asking. Like, how old are you?
The radio actually doesn't matter at all.
It really don't.
So
people go on successful tours making millions off of streams and tours, and you'll never hear them on the radio.
Exactly. So like you don't even really got to go out of your way to find it. Like it's easy to find, but I mean most people aren't necessarily like us where we're like really into music, but
like are we though? Are we like really into like not as much as we
not
used
as much
to be,
as
like
used to be.
Our early to mid 20s. I remember like you and I and Taylor and whoever would be on this hip hop group we were on Facebook, and like you can spend half your day arguing this person's discography versus that. Now I'm just like, man, I like what I like. That's your opinion. I'm gonna move on. Like, look, earlier today, because I was doing the pre-show, me and Ben talked about this. I was hoping Taylor would be here too, but certain people in my life have been like, oh, T.I. was ducking Busta Rhymes because he can't compete with him in the verses. I'm like, you were out of your mind.
Hit for hit, that's not even close.
That's not a thing. Hit for hit, just hit for hit alone. And
that's what it is. It's just hit for hit, right?
There we go. Basically, hit for hit. That's not a thing. Like, you know what, Ben? When I was like, I went to take a shower and I started to play. I played I'm Serious. It's very much a debut album from the year 2000, 2001 or whatever. It has all the hallmark sounds. But there were songs in there, I forgot how much those slapped and still slap.
Yeah.
And listening to it, I'm like, oh yeah, he could actually pull out those. Like most people remember the single I'm Serious, the Pharrell produced joint, What's Your Name, but like Still Ain't Forgave Myself and Hands Up, like those joints still, Hands Up sounds like a Jay-Z song from like The Blueprint. Like,
yeah, like
as much as I love Busta, without features, he's probably not making it to 15 individual hits. I can rattle off 15 without features. And when I say that, I'm still including the leaders of the new school songs.
Yeah.
Which would be one. Case of the PTO. Or Case of the PTA. Like,
I agree.
It's just weird to me. But like, those people say that because they stopped engaging with music past a certain point. Like, okay.
And that's on you.
Yeah, that's like on you. Like music didn't stop being created. Artists didn't stop being born. Like, if you're not up on, like, my thing is everyone has a right to have an opinion and to join conversations. But the problem is everybody wants to join conversations and speak when they don't have perspective. So when I hear people saying there's no more lyrical rap, that's literally like, is while I'm not personally a big fan of like YBN, what's the boy? Was it Namir? Corday.
The one that
his album was cool to me, but I saw so many people.
He's also not YBN anymore.
Like a lot, just Corday. I saw a lot of like old heads praising it like, oh yeah, we got lyrics back. I'm like, did you miss all these various artists who are still, or we don't got no female MCs representing, the culture no more. So you don't listen to Rhapsody. As much as she's not my personal favorite rapper, she's still like a dope lyricist. You don't listen to her. Instead of complaining about Meg or Mulatto or whoever you niggas is mad at this week for having a vagina and profiting from her own sex appeal, how about you go listen to Shay Noir? Her and Apollo Brown have a really dope project. If
also,
you like
Meg had a
rapping
video of her twerking to some song. It was great. It was great because
I'm sure it was.
Because I like women, unlike some dudes seem to not.
Meg twerking is always a good old time. Wholesome
and
for
I
the
don't,
whole family.
And I don't want to get too far into the Megan Tory. In fact, I don't really want to get into it all. But
yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
I'm just gonna say this: like, just believe women when they tell you something happens to them.
Yeah,
like,
please listen.
Most of the time, they're not lying.
I'm not even telling you to believe. Listen and consider. Because I'm not going to flex. I don't always believe everything I'm told about everybody. Because there's been stuff said about me that was unfactual.
No.
So,
but you know what? No one ever said about you, Jonesy.
Listen,
that you shot at them.
Yeah, no black woman ever said I shot her because she decided to walk away from an argument.
Exactly.
However,
I mean,
listen to women. Listen to women and consider what they're saying. Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. Like, if that's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to Black is Black. We're attempt to not go a month and change without an episode again. Wasn't on purpose,
but life be happening.
Yes, so I'm gonna go eat some shawarma, and because my wife made shawarma,
nice.
and yeah, you guys have a good night. Peace.
Fabulous is the GOAT MC.
Ew. And that's how we end this. If it would let me stop recording. You will receive an email when cloud recording is available. All right, bro. I'm hungry as hell.
Yeah, man. Go eat, bro. I had to get mine in before the show.